Hi, I'm Justin.
Hi, I'm Austin. Get disarranged.
Welcome to the Disarrangement, hosted by the two coolest cats around, Austin Blakely and Nick Branscombe. Prepare to get disarranged.
Come on, for what writes and undulates in your ears is not for the faint of heart. Behold! This is the Disarrangement with your host, Austin Blakely, and co-host, Nick Branscombe. How's it hanging, Nick?
Greetings, friends of Earth and beyond.
Welcome. We've got an awesome show, and we've got some awesome guests, too. But first, Nick, do you like to sing in the shower?
Sometimes.
Just sometimes?
Sometimes.
Do you find that you sing better in the shower, or is it...
No,
you don't sing better in the shower?
I don't believe so.
Well, it's really all fun and games until you get soap in your mouth, because once you do that, it's a soap opera.
Aha!
So that's your dad joke for the week. Okay.
Stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for more dad jokes. So we've got some awesome guests here. So it's Austin and Justin Taylor. Thank y'all for joining us.
And this is a first because a lot of times we have musicians on here or somebody that's people that are in like, the graphic design world or something like that. We have not had race car drivers in here yet.
Yeah,
so.
it kind of fell into like who you know. And then when we figured out that we knew some people who actually drove race cars, it's like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
So guys, how are y'all doing?
Good. I'm good.
Good. Awesome.
Glad to be here.
And I know this is a kind of an interesting format in a tiny room, but this is the first cameras that we've done without someone being like in Charlotte or being, in another. Wait, did we just do that with Ethan and Danny?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that they were just miles away. So everybody is in the same room, I promise. So if you see us look into weird, different ways with the camera, the reason why is because proportionate to where we are, that's where that person is. So it's a weird layout. I figured that out when I was editing me and Nick's last podcast, and I put the cameras to where like I was on the one side and Nick was on the other side, but then I turned this way to talk to Nick and Nick's over here. So if that's what happens with this one too, then so be it. It's all for the fun anyways. So basically, fellas, just to kind of get things started, we typically, when we have guests on, we just kind of talk about, we try to get to know y'all for the most part, if we don't already. Of course, Nick kind of has some information already, but I don't, so I get to ask questions. Right. So really just kind of tell us a bit about yourselves, if you will, and whoever wants to start,
My name's Austin Taylor. Everybody already knows that.
They know it now.
They didn't.
They know it now.
But Nick brought me on here. I dated his sister.
You date. Let's
you
clear
do
that
more
up a
than
little
just that,
bit,
right?
because that didn't come out as good as he would want it.
Yeah, you do more than just that, right?
That's
easy.
I'm pretty sure his parents are going to listen.
Yeah,
so we're going to stop
sure
right there
are.
and move
You
on to
better
the
just
next
roll it
question.
on.
Justin, you take the spotlight.
She's gonna think I told you to say
Luckily,
that.
this is an
Yeah,
edited
absolutely.
cast, so if you don't want something, if y'all say something that you don't want in the cast, I promise I can take it out.
Oh, you have to put that in.
But yeah, I mean, for me, that's fine. We gotta leave that in.
I'm sure mom and dad, will understand the humor behind
they'll
what he
understand.
said.
Yeah, so I'm sure you do more than just date his sisters.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah. This whole driving the race car thing takes a lot of work. I work most of the week, and then after that, get off work, go to my parents' house. That's where the race cars are, and
Start
we
working.
go back to work again. Stop work for a little bit, go eat some supper, and then get back out there a
Get
little
back
bit
out
again.
there. So it's continuous work.
Yeah,
basically.
constant.
That's what we're learning.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So do you have any other hobbies or anything that you get into, or is it just it's work and
He
racing?
just bought a boat.
Yes, I
I bought a
just
boat.
got a boat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but
Do you just like to hang out on the boat, or you fish?
well, just as soon as I got the boat, took it out the first day, and of course something break. So
of course.
I ain't been able to enjoy it. The parts in the shop right now are getting fixed, but hopefully we can get it out this weekend.
Well, nice. Well, at least you'll have a boat.
Yeah.
You know, at least a working one.
Yeah.
But you, sir, do you pretty much do the same thing? Do you work and then
Pretty
get home
much.
and start working on the cars?
That's all it is, pretty much.
Hell.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're doing it, it must be fun. So
Not stretching. The driving
much
part
work.
is, the
the
driving part is.
it's all for the driving.
Yeah, but
over the
paying the
weekend.
bills, it ain't fun.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it's kind of the same for us, like being musicians. Like playing and everything is fun, but then when like our instruments break or needs a setup or
maintenance.
something, you know, the maintenance is not as fun.
No.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's one of two things, and y'all probably understand this. You either got to pay somebody to do it, or you got to figure out how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of two
Yeah.
things.
That's a fact.
Especially if you got like an amplifier break or something, and you have to get that sumbitch rebiased. Like I know how to do a lot of stuff, but like those complicated electronics, hell no, I'm
Yep.
paying somebody to do some of that shit.
That's about the only thing we can't really do on race cars. We can fix some electronic stuff, but most of the electronic stuff we try not to mess with.
My man's
It's
got
too
a mouse in his
complicated.
pocket. We ain't fixing no electronics.
He
So
don't
I
do
ain't
electricity.
touching- I ain't doing electricity. Something I can't see to shoot, I ain't playing with it.
So like with that, just to kind of keep going with that, with the electronics, is it just because there's just so many places it can go wrong, or is it just strictly like the parts in general are just hard to work on?
I've never understood it.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to understand. And
That's the way I am.
Like I know it, I know it
just don't
takes
understand
power
it.
and I know it takes ground, but I don't know how the hell to get it the right direction.
How to get it to flow how it's
Yeah, I
supposed
don't know
to.
where it wants to be.
No, the electricity deal is you never you can't visibly, unless the wires burn, you cannot visibly see what's going wrong. Like it's never gonna tell you what's going on. And on our race cars, it's old hot rod stuff pretty much. So we ain't got the computers like these cars out here to tell us where stuff's going wrong. So
Exactly.
it's chasing and fixing stuff all the time with electronic
So
stuff.
with the electronic stuff, if y'all don't work on it, then is there a certain person you send them to?
We go buy new.
That's the best way
We
to
go
do
ahead
it.
and eliminate that problem.
Okay,
Buy a new
yeah.
part and then
Yeah.
not have to deal with the bullshit.
I'm kind of like
between.
that sometimes.
Yeah, we like the new plug and play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be done with
But
it,
in the
'cause I don't
racing world, there's some stuff you gotta buy new just because you can't take that chance of having that parts failure while you're
Right.
racing.
Yeah.
So electronic stuff you always buy new just because you don't want
Just
that
cause.
headache. Yeah.
Well, and this is something I've always wanted to ask, because I haven't went in many years, but I used to go to Bowman Gray frequently.
Yeah.
Like that was the weekend thing to do. So, and I even actually worked there a couple summers doing the ticket booth.
Yeah,
Well, really,
yeah.
I didn't sell tickets. I just kind of collected them as they were coming in the gates. And that was just easy money, and then I could just periodically go check out what's going on in the race. But with the cars themselves, are y'all just grabbing any car, or is there a particular like body or frame chassis you have to use, or how does that work?
There's two chassis that they will let you run in our division. It's
Okay.
You got a
So y'all race
perimeter.
the same division.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I wasn't racing. We'll get into that later on. But anyways, with the chassis, there's two chassis that you can really run. One's a late model stock chassis, limited late model perimeter car, or you can run an offset car. One is everything's offset to the left to help it turn and everything. But the other ones,
smart.
they built them more like a stock car. Like it's pretty much like the
okay.
older NASCAR cars. They built them just
Old school
like them.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Is there a
but-
preference, or is it?
He's got an offset car, and his is really, really, really fast. So I got a limited late model stock car, and
racing
I'm
different
struggling.
cars. That's
Yeah,
so
I'm
interesting.
struggling a little bit, but
That's so
eventually
interesting.
I'll get there. Hopefully, I get an offset car because they're easier to work on, and
You can fine tune them a
Yeah.
little
So
more.
that's
Yeah.
typically more your go-to.
Yeah.
But they
offset.
cost more.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't mistake
And that's why
it.
you
Yeah.
avoid them.
Don't
Yeah.
mistake it.
That's why I started out with a little bit lower money and everything.
I
and
get it.
Built my. I think.
Let the racing do its thing.
Yeah. I'm a hopefully build up my sponsors, get some people behind me, then I can go get me a car and then start competing for some wins.
Yeah. So right now, when you say hopefully start competing with, so you're not competing with.
No, no, not at all.
We're not quite there yet.
No,
You're just trying to stay in there.
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Okay.
I tell you what,
Learning,
watching
yeah.
from the stands and being down there on the track, that's a whole different atmosphere.
I'm sure.
Anybody, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, I can't tell you how many races I've won up there in the stands watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
But down there on the racetrack, whenever you see them people and you got them people in front of you and you got to go to the front, and they're faster than you. It's hard.
Pressure.
It's hard.
Well,
Yeah.
so I know.
And it's scary, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously Justin's been racing for a while, and you've been racing a little bit too. But is this like your first official year as like kind of a regular, or is it kind of been about the same that it's been in previous years for you?
No, I think this is the most I've ever raced in 1 year. This 1 year, I've raced more than I have in my entire life other than go-karts. In a big race car, I've raced more this year than I have my entire life.
Well, I guess this could be a question for both of you, but so like...
We're watching the start.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you remember the very first time that you raced that track at Bowman Gray specifically?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
What was it like?
Was it a good one?
Dude, nah. I mean, it was one of those deals where we're just kind of new to the whole car deal. We've been racing go-karts. Everything's different.
Yeah.
And
So this was the first full-size car.
Yeah, full-size car. And my dad got it for my birthday. And I think I was turning 6 to 18.
17.
I don't remember. One of those ages. Well,
One of those.
yeah, one of them. And we went over there and had no idea what to do. Like, we just parked in a section, and whenever those cars started moving, we went up there. So whatever it was we were doing with them.
Yeah,
I mean, if we were practicing, we were practicing. If we were racing, I was like, all right, we're racing. So, I mean, we started in the back for the main events and stuff, but it was night and day from go-kart racing.
Oh, yeah.
Go-kart racing, we can still go to them, and we know what's going on. But when we went over there for the first time, man, it was
a brand new thing.
Yeah, we looked. Yeah. That's where we're gonna leave that.
For anybody listening to, we've mentioned the racetrack they race at Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray is like the premier, I guess, track in Winston Salem, North
That's
Carolina.
in our area.
Honestly, if I had to say this, it's probably the premier track across the U.S. Like,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
honest, as far as
I mean,
a
it's-
racer, I can't find another track that has that many fans. Unless, let me say this, they do put on big shows every now and then and at them big tracks, and they bring in a
like
lot of fans.
Martinsville
But weekly, you will not
That's what
find
I'm
another
trying to
track
say.
like Bowman
Yeah,
Gray.
it's always damn packed.
Yes.
Or unless something
Yes.
changed since I've been there, but it's always looked
I mean, Bowman Gray has its own show on,
Yeah.
Was it TLC? What is it?
History.
History Channel. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did channel
they
it back
had
then.
that show.
Then it went
hell
to
yeah.
Discovery.
Yeah, they tried it
now
on
it's
Discovery.
on the flow racing deal.
But
Okay.
the actual track itself is cool though, because it's not it's a shorter track obviously, but I think that would make it harder
Oh, it is.
because them turns are
It's
even
the
more
hardest
intense.
racetrack I've ever been around.
Yeah,
And I've went to Martinsville, Bristol, Charlotte. I mean,
yeah.
dude, nothing.
It just
compares
pulls in
to that
competitors,
place.
I
Yeah.
guess, because it's just so
And
intense.
all the ones that
Like,
hate it can't get around it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and that's why you get 14 and 15 different cars in our division. And there'll be a few newcomers, probably 5 a year,
yeah.
and can't not narrow one of
Can't
them
get
get
around
around
it.
it. They can, but it ain't fast enough to do nothing.
And I in those days I can't even remember who was racing back then, but at the same time, like it seemed like I saw like the same consistent racers.
Yeah.
And that may kind of what owed
Yeah.
to what you're saying is like those guys knew that track at that
Yeah.
point, and that's why they were there.
Yep.
I always wondered, like, I was like, is there ever gonna be some new guys? Like, and it's just because I guess they don't want to try it, or
Right,
or they've
right.
tried it and they don't want
Right.
they don't want to continue
Well,
trying it.
at one time too, Bowman Gray was part of the NASCAR circuit,
Yeah.
right? Like back in the day.
Yeah,
way
old
back.
school.
I
Yeah.
think in the 60s or 70s.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly kind of, how it got the name Bowman Gray, but I know that Baptist in general, because we're really close to Baptist Hospital, originally it was called Bowman Gray. So that was
did not
back
know that.
in the early or kind of mid '80s because my mom worked there. That's the only reason I knew that. So they called it Bowman Gray is what they called it. So the hospital was called that, and that's why I thought the stadium like maybe had some sort of sponsor there, and it just never changed.
Honestly, I don't know where that name came from because the dude that leases the track from the city, his name is Gray Garrison.
Okay.
I always, as a kid
kinda
growing up, I
associated it with
thought
that.
it was him.
That may be something
but
for us
I have
to,
no idea.
Let me see if old Google can tell us.
Yeah.
But just kind of in the meantime, I just thought that was always real interesting in this area that we have a track.
Yeah.
Like a lot of places don't have one, but like we can drive a couple minutes up the road and just see a race, and that has always been cool.
And it's in the dead center of the city too.
Yeah. Right in the center of it.
It's multi-use too, though, because doesn't like Winston Salem State play football there? Because it's right on the campus, pretty much. So, but obviously, everybody knows it as the racetrack.
Yeah, well, I think we can get more people in our bathrooms than they get in their entire game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's bad. They don't have hardly anybody.
yeah. But I did go there. Like he was saying, he hadn't been to Bowman Gray in a long time, and last summer was the first time that I had been there in a while. And I don't think you were racing that night, but you were, and you were doing well, and then somebody kind of clipped you from behind.
I think you're talking about 2021. There's a
it was
plenty
then.
of people you can pick from.
I think it was the 100 lapper. Did he lead a lot of the race?
I think he was leading at one point, and then somebody clipped you, and then you tried to come back in, and then I think your tire popped or something like that, if I remember.
I might have knocked his wheel off.
Did he go after the dude? I feel like you'd remember that.
You'd
have definitely
I
remembered
think so. Yeah.
You can look it up.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's that night.
I am too, but
It was about this time last year.
I don't know.
June-ish.
There's no telling, honestly, because you got wrecked quite a few times that year.
Yeah, by everybody. We had a target on our back, but it's all right.
It happens to every champion, though, if you ever notice that.
Yeah.
I guess. Tighten it up. Is it trying to shove itself in your face?
No, it's like
I think it's falling off.
Here. Now tighten it. I had to shove something in there. It's old school. These stands were see. This is why you have to support us, so we can afford better stands.
See if that makes
That's
sense.
still leaning, Nick. Here, 1 second. Pause. I'll get up under there.
Quick pause.
Oh no, it's pretty tight. We just need to push it forward a bit.
It comes down to it, man. I'll just hold the fucking thing.
It's so much easier to clamp these
Yeah.
than anything else. Try that. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so I was looking up like kind of the history behind it just to see if I could get any context, and the only combination is that that's kind of originally where Wake Forest played football. Evidently Duke
And Wake Forest played the first ever football game there, and if I'm not
Like university
mistaken,
football.
Duke beat them. If I'm not mistaken, I saw that on Facebook.
It doesn't say, but that was in '38, so that tells you how old.
Yeah.
So I guess the Rams play there now, and then some high school football teams have played there. It doesn't say why it's called Bowman Gray though, so I'll be honest with you. I think it has something to do with the hospital or like the division, because I think Bowman and Gray were two separate people. So it's kind of like if you've ever seen most of those doctor shows that females watch. I mean, a lot of people. I watch Grey's Anatomy, so I can say this. But they'll typically name a hospital after like 2 major doctors that did a whole lot of shit there. So I think that was the case, and then it changed into Wake Forest Baptist, and now it's what, Atrium Health?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Atrium Health. It's not
I didn't even
Wake
know it
Forest
changed
anymore.
from Baptist.
Yeah, it's Atrium. It got bought, basically. So it's
I know that's so much big.
it's
God.
yeah, it's
They
it's
added
a big
on to it.
affiliation.
Yeah, good Lord. They got a Chick-fil-A in there.
They got a Chick. You damn right they got a
Yes,
Chick-fil-A
sir. Yes,
in there.
Sir, I know. Yes, sir. Firsthand.
That's
Every
how long
time
you
I
have
go,
to
I
wait.
Just go there.
Just go to the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, just go to the Chick-fil-A.
Just go to the Chick-fil-A in there.
Immediately as soon as I walk in.
You know.
Sir, your leg's chopped off. Take me to Chick-fil-A over here.
The Lord's chicken will heal me.
We'll go to Chick-fil-A first, and then worry about whatever's going on after.
Yep.
So with the, let me make sure this is still recording, because I meant to. Yeah, we're still going. Sorry. I've just had so many windows up. This is why I need multiple screens. People, support the show. Come on. Hey, I just keep doing that. I'm just going to pressure you into giving me your money.
Man, sometimes that's how you got to do it.
That's sometimes just how you, well, I mean, if everything's falling apart, someone's got to pay for this shit. Anyways. So with the how many years have you been racing in particular? So I know you raced before, but this is kind of your first full, I guess, season, you'd say?
Yeah.
How many years have you been racing cars? Not even like, let's not even talk about go-karts.
Right, so 2012 was our first full
12.
season.
Holy shit. So you've got some experience in this, man.
Kinda. Let's
kinda.
put it that way.
Well, it's interesting to hear you talk about starting out, at Bowman Gray for your first time, and it says you've come a long way, because when was it? It was 2019. You won the championship, like in your division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Tell us about that. Like what kind of feeling was that like?
It's undescribable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing you can even think about putting in words. And when I moved up to this division, it's like the second. If you ask anybody that goes, when you think of Bowman Gray Stadium, they don't really talk about the modifieds. I mean, they do, but if they do, it's like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, in this division, there's, I'm going to say 10 cars that can win any weekend.
At any moment in time.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, it's that
Super competitive.
Yes. And
That's kind of where you want to be, though.
Yeah.
If you're racing in those,
I would rather
you're doing something right.
I would rather be with those guys and beat those guys than, and nothing against the other divisions. I mean, like, they work on their stuff. I mean, they got a job to do too.
Different,
yeah, right.
Different accomplishment, I guess.
And in our division, I moved up to this one in 2004. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, that's what I meant. 2014. And it took me 5 years to win a championship in one of the most busiest divisions.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite a big accomplishment for people that come out of a little 30 by 30 shop. I mean, just
hell yeah,
redneck. I mean, there's more beer than there is regular drinks. You know what I mean? Like, that to me in itself is enough.
Oh yeah.
I feel, and they ask me all the time in the shop, like, what's your plans for next year? And I'm like, over there, I've done everything I need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of awards that I want to win over there, but I mean, for the amount of money I've spent, like, for instance, in 2019, I spent $8,900 and won a championship. In 2019 or 2021, I spent right around $24,000 and never won a race.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like I spent 10.
It's a gamble, man.
Yeah, I spent like 10 of that in one weekend.
I thought over the 8,000,
Yeah.
I was like, that's a lot of fucking money.
Nah.
Then you start talking about 20 what?
Yeah.
Jesus
Add a
Christ!
zero. That's
I think
exactly right.
Well, and I kind of feel that in a sense, because I mean, we've had like gigs where, we played in front of a bunch of people and they were like they dug us and stuff like that. And it's like you live that moment for just like a little bit while you're on the stage, and maybe a little bit while you're off, while people come up to you, be like, hey, good set, man. But then like the next day it's like
Over.
Yeah, it's done.
That's what
you did all that
back
for
to
that.
the drawing board.
Yeah.
When 19 ended, that was pretty much how it was. Like, it was the greatest thing ever. It was pretty much for my dad, and the rest of my guys. he was more excited than I was, really. I mean, it took me a minute to take my hat off.
I've seen the picture where from like as soon as I guess you parked your car and was getting out, like Austin, like it's like it looked like you jumped on the hood.
Like Michael Jordan didn't have nothing.
Like
Michael Jordan didn't have nothing on him. My man flat-footed. My man flat-footed from the asphalt to the roof of my car.
I swear.
Flat-footed.
I don't know how I did it. I really don't. Never touched the car,
man.
nothing.
Yeah.
Just jumped and was up there. I was like,
Adrenaline.
you probably don't even like remember it. You were just
I
so
really
like in the
don't.
moment, you know.
Yes,
I
yeah.
didn't even win
That's
it, and I
awesome.
was freaking ecstatic.
Yeah, man.
that was cool. It was cool just to be a part of it.
Yeah, so like, just out of curiosity, do y'all work on each other's cars or anything like that?
Hell no.
Like,
He works
hell
on
no.
his own shit.
You work on your own shit.
No.
I'll work on
we're,
his.
We're literally out of the same 30 by 30 shop.
Yeah.
Like, I
So
got
it's
to
a-
walk
it's a
around
family
his
game.
shit box to get to mine. So.
Yeah, no, it's a family game.
You're right.
It's a family
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So if one of y'all's winning, y'all both winning.
Yeah,
sorta.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I get that.
Pretty
I
much.
get,
But
that's
not-
awesome.
At
But I
the
would
end
still
of the-
wreck him for it.
Well, I mean,
I'm
when
built
you're
a
on the
little,
track, that's
I'm built.
different.
I'm built a little bit different than this guy. Like,
Well, yeah,
I would rather. And this is it. Kind of my wife.
He's
gets
about to say something fun.
Yeah, my wife gets aggravated all the time because me personally, I'm more of a. I would rather live a hero than die a zero. Is that right? Or I would rather die a hero. I'd rather die a
I
hero
get you
than
what
live
you're
a
saying.
zero. I freaking confuse it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's just
You're in it for glory, man.
Yes, that's I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Like,
yeah.
That's
I'm more mad about finishing second than I am about
If you ain't
finishing
first, you
fifth.
last.
Yes.
Ricky Bobby.
Yes. Yes.
or that's like it's like the Dale Earnhardt motto. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
The Intimidator.
That's right.
So,
I'd rather finish fifth than second.
Speaking of Dale Earnhardt, do y'all have favorite racers?
Kyle Busch.
Or
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
All day.
Not a question.
Busch.
He
That's-
is just. That's the reason everybody hates that guy is because he would rather finish. He would rather
He's
wreck.
good.
He would rather
really
wreck
good.
than finish second.
That's
He hates
Steph's
it.
family loves Kyle Busch.
Yes.
I'm not huge into racing anymore,
Right.
but like if we go over and like watch a game with her dad or something, that I mean that's basically what he's doing. He's watching TV and he's watching for Kyle Busch, and that's
Yeah.
about all he cares about.
Yeah, I
So,
like him.
Is it his attitude? that
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
his.
pretty much. But his
he's-
drive.
Yeah.
His drive is what gets it.
Yeah. And to be honest, I personally went and worked for him, did some work for him.
Oh, that's
He-
cool.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a very cool experience. Had an opportunity to go there and weld for 2 weeks and work for him.
to
But
learn it.
that opportunity was
Yeah.
freaking cool. Seeing all the NASCAR stuff and everything and working there, it was different. But I got to talking to a bunch of people, and himself is a businessman / race car driver. Like, he's not just a
businessman
race car.
first.
He is a businessman at the end of the day, and he looks at his racing as his job. That's why he gets so mad about finishing
It's his
second,
business.
because it's like you have a certain task at your job and you didn't get that task done at the end of the day. I'm not going to be happy with myself. I want to get that job done.
Yeah.
So that's how he
If
is.
you're your own supervisor and your supervisor would have gotten upset
Yeah.
with you, then you
Yeah.
got to get upset with yourself.
Yeah.
I
And-
get that.
And a businessman, that dude, during COVID, I remember the people around the shop telling me he never laid off a single employee. He
That's badass.
He personally had them come to his house, clean his gutters, fix stuff. And at one point in time, they had, I think, 8 or 9 people there. And he told his wife to go to Taco Bell and get them food. She came back with, I think he said 250, 300 tacos.
Jesus
And they
Christ.
just sat there for 2 hours just eating,
Just
talking.
devouring.
Eating tacos.
Well, but I mean that's kind of that's a good thing too. Is like keep them doing something.
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
them busy. You know that's a way to do things. And I know a lot of these businesses during COVID they like had no choice.
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah,
there's literally nothing
yeah.
for you to do at this point.
Speaking
Like,
of that, what did
the
y'all
place is spotless.
what did y'all do during COVID? Obviously, because they didn't have Bowman Gray that year, right?
No, they had we didn't race Bowman Gray. We ran a bunch of dirt. They had dirt
well, okay,
races.
y'all went to like 311.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to Bowman Gray with 311 on a dirt track, is that a big difference? Or?
Yeah.
Yes, huge difference. I tell
Okay.
you what, though, I would rather run dirt.
Rather run
Yep.
dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it because can you is it because like can you drift better? I guess in dirt.
It's
just
just fun. Slinging
fun.
it in the corner and going sideways is really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. So do the cars differ a lot?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're way different.
So you've got multiple cars.
Yeah.
Y'all both.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think we got 4 cars and a chassis at the house.
Something like that.
Holy shit. a
Yeah,
lot of
4
maintenance.
cars and a chassis. Yeah.
So I guess when you're deciding on where to race or anything, is there like anything preliminary you've got to do to get into it, or is it just a kind of register yourself, show up, and
Sponsors.
figure it out? Sponsors. Okay.
Sponsors. Wherever they want to go, we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
so they
the
kind of
biggest-
tell you
yeah.
where to go.
Yeah.
That's why we're at the stadium 16 weekends out of the year.
Yeah.
Because that's where everybody wants to go. Well,
Well, that's where all the people
we
are.
try to drag them to go dirt racing with us, and
Yeah.
majority of them do. But like, what was it, 2 years ago? We went to Bristol.
I think it was.
I think it was 2 years. Yeah, we didn't go last year. It was 2 years ago. We went to Bristol. Some of them come with me. Some of them didn't. I mean, it is what it is. We got some more help in other places from them, from different sponsors.
So they just kind of help you financially to do these
yeah.
things, and a lot of the times they're telling you, "Hey, you should do this."
Yeah,
And we'll give you some money to just make sure you're there. And,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you got to upsell it.
of course,
It ain't one of those deals where they go, "Oh, I think I want to sponsor a race car. Let's go to this race."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So
it's
you're
like one of those
you're
deals.
kind of
where
giving
like,
them
hey,
the information.
I'm thinking about going here. You know, would you want to help me? Yeah. Or no. I mean, it's one
It's
of them.
that cut and dry.
So you
Yeah,
kinda
I mean,
sell
it
it.
ain't no
You kinda sell
maybe.
it.
It's yes or no.
I guess you
know
think
what I mean?
about Kyle Busch, if he's got, it's probably the same for him.
Now, we
In
don't-
a NASCAR circuit, I guess it's you kind of
Yeah.
are going to the same tracks
Right.
over and over and over. But if there's anything he wanted to do, he'd probably have to sell it to a sponsor. If he, well, I don't know, he might have loads of money now.
Yeah,
he's probably got a
it's
shit ton of
probably a
money.
little
I
easier
think,
for him.
I think it's a little easier for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. So with doing this though, hey, it's leaving. The train's leaving. I was gonna ask. I had a badass question too.
God, it obviously wasn't badass enough.
It was good. So we especially with the sponsors, not to give away I guess too much business information or anything, but the gist of it is you're just literally talking to these, I guess businesses or people. I mean, I guess people could even sponsor you, just to kind of help the cause sort of thing. Is that how you get those sponsors? Are you pitching this, or are they seeing you race and they're
Well, a little bit of that, but once we got the championship under our belt, it kind of got a little easier.
okay?
But
You
before,
got something to show.
Yeah, before
like,
then,
this is
it
where
was-
we could be.
Right. Before then, it was more of those people you know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like doing business with them, where my business is doing business with theirs. I mean, and then
Because
I'm
you're
like, hey,
you're basically advertising,
right.
So
right. So then I'm like, hey, you want to be on a race car, or vice versa, whatever it may
something,
be, yeah, or
And-
somebody
and-
worked there.
And so when you get these sponsors and they're funding whatever it is, so I'm guessing that money just kind of gets put back into the race car throughout the week.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you end up pitching a little bit of money with it
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it costs a little more than I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you got to go home and sell it to your wife.
Well,
and you're like,
yeah,
yeah, I had to do this, honey. I'm sorry.
do you occasionally make money from racing?
No.
So it's just all back into
You're guaranteed to lose.
If you want to be a millionaire in racing, you better start out with 10 million. That's the easiest way to put
Start
it.
out with 10
Yeah.
million.
Start out with 10 million.
Yeah.
So it's truly a love. It's
Oh, yeah. There is. You'll not.
it's a
never
It's a
gladiator
love
fight.
hate.
Yeah.
Let's put it that
it's
way.
a love hate. You enjoy doing it, but you hate that you're losing the money.
So if somebody from like the Bowman Gray circuit was like just dead set on trying to get into like the NASCAR, because how does that work? Because I mean I know like with regular sports, you go to college and you get drafted or whatever. But how does it work in racing? Like, I mean, are there scouts or anything that come to these, smaller races and try to find drivers or
anymore? I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell you that it's more along the lines of how much money you got.
Oh, okay.
Because racing nowadays, our racing, y'all think that costs a lot? There's upper levels that cost them about $5,000 to $6,000 just for them to get to the track and make one lap. It costs
We're talking gas.
Yeah,
Like, just gas.
everything. Tires, they gotta buy 8 sets of tires, stinking fuel for the race car, and fuel for the race car. Y'all think gas is high out here?
Yeah.
It's $11 a gallon for the race car. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
then
my God.
they gotta buy their pit crews members in, all that, and then it gets expensive once you get up in the high end stuff. But that's really where you get noticed. They got these cars called super late models, and that's where most of these boys come from in NASCAR. They all start right there. They're honestly, I think they start about 14, 15, and 16 years old driving. I think they're 600, 700 horsepower cars now. 16 and 15 years old driving that much horsepower.
So you're saying for the most part, is that basically, well, and I guess it's as we saw it with, family.
Right.
That it's easier to enter now that this family member's a successful race car driver, and has a little bit of money that can put this guy on the road, and then that one starts winning races, and then so on and so forth, and we're just passing it down.
Yeah.
And okay,
I've learned a lot from him, from working on his car, from helping him, from being a spotter to being his crew member to everything. I've learned a lot helping him.
So like. I guess kind of back to what Nick was asking is, if you was to jump into it, do you think you'd need sponsored help? Like, you basically have to have enough money from some sponsors to get you into the actual field of NASCAR if you wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just monetary.
Yeah.
That's the only thing holding you back.
Possible way.
So any driver, if they had the right amount of money, could jump right in that circuit.
A lot of them, they get noticed whenever they're that 14, 15 years old and they're driving them super late models. A lot of them get noticed by like big companies like there's this dude I know that like Sammy Smith. My boss went and ran with him a couple of times. Now he's in NASCAR. His dad owns TMC Trucking. Got buttloads of money, but he's a good driver, and he just was in the right place at the right time. Now he's up
right
there.
Amount of money.
Yeah,
right spots.
That's how it goes.
It's in, like, just talking about other sports. It's not really a monetary thing most of the time with that. It's like they scout you on your skill. You know?
Like a lot of them guys.
Now they're
from
scouting
nothing.
your money.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're signing. Some of them can drive.
Yeah.
I would say 40% of them cannot.
Yeah.
Like, I know, and I'm not being cocky with this, but they can't even hold my helmet.
Yeah.
Like, but the other 60%, like Brandon Jones, for instance, I know that guy personally. He's a wheel man.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Got it right.
Shout
out.
Yeah, he struggled to get around Bowman Gray a little bit.
Yeah.
But anywhere else they took the kid, he can freaking drive.
Yeah.
And his dad is like the CEO of Ream.
See, that's what's so weird.
So it's easy to him.
Yeah. It's so weird to hear that, because like you'd think all these, big popular NASCAR drivers wouldn't have a problem with certain tracks, but like, just to hear you kind of confirm the whole fact that Bowman Gray is just a brutal fucking track.
He never beat me at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to me, but now he could probably come back and it'd probably be a little easier for him.
Yeah.
He's
got the experience now.
But then again, at the same time, if I went with him to Charlotte and run the asphalt track, he'd kick my teeth in.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's been around it how many times? I've been around it none. You know what I mean? So he didn't come to Bowman Gray much.
So it's really a track to track sort of thing. You get to know that track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to get.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
it took him a long time.
We didn't just pop up and be like, badass at Bowman Gray. Don't mistake it. We suck. We super suck.
Everybody's got to suck for a little bit, man.
Yeah. Like if we'd have put a cape on, we'd have super sucked. Really bad. But, yeah.
Super suck. I'm super suck.
But
racing is you got to be a nobody before you can be a somebody.
Yeah.
It's a real big deal in racing.
Have you ever had an opportunity to experience like a Talladega or a Daytona or something like that? Where, because I guess you've never drove it. Have you ever been to either of those tracks?
No, I've never been to a big track. Never seen
besides
one.
Martinsville, and Bristol. Is the only thing I've ever.
I could just imagine, because one of my favorite games from back in the day was NASCAR Thunder 2003.
I think we all like NASCAR Thunder.
Had Dale Jr. Had Dale Jr. on the front of it, and like I would, take off like the restrictor plates or whatever, and just like go to Talladega and just not brake at all. Like I would just run it, and I'm just like, man, that's probably got to be exhilarating to drive that track like at 200 some miles an hour. Or whatever.
I have heard that. I used to have I went to college for racing and stuff, and my teacher used to be in the racing stuff. He used to drive a little bit in NASCAR in the older days, and he always told me going in turn 1, I think it is, at Talladega. He said whenever you go in the turn, you just sit so far down in the seat, you feel like your neck's gonna crush, or your head's gonna crush your neck.
Shit.
He said the
gosh.
G-forces are unreal.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can't imagine. A lot of those. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, off the top of my head, I don't know how long a Bowman Gray race typically goes. I'll be honest with you, I'm having fun the majority of the time, like watching shit go, and then like when we get to the end, I know how many laps we're at.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that's kind of where I pay attention. But I know a lot of those NASCAR races are like 500 laps.
Yeah.
Like, so you're thinking about going a lap that big 500 times in those G-forces. I can't imagine.
It's really ridiculous.
I can't imagine it's almost like astronaut status, man. Like, to me, just trying to think of that.
And to be
I
honest,
can't even imagine Bowman Gray. I mean,
yeah,
just as tight
that's
as
what
it
I was
is,
about to
like,
say.
it just
Bowman
sling
Gray,
you.
it's not a big track, but it is a lot of work behind that wheel, and I'm learning that quick.
Yeah.
It's not only the work behind the wheel, but it's the heat inside the race car
Yeah.
too that'll do you a toll. I remember one time we was at morning practice. I still got a picture on my phone. We have this radar gun, tells you the temperature, and I took and put it inside of his car, and it said 129 degrees whenever
my
he came
God.
off the track. That's with the car off, and it's already been in the pits
Yeah,
for 5
it's
minutes,
just
so it
sitting.
cooled down a little bit, but yeah,
can't
it was
imagine.
129 degrees.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do it. I think it's all adrenaline.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for adrenaline, I think we'd all pass out during the race.
And, you also have to wear like your suit. and
Yeah,
everything,
the full
and
suit,
a
helmet, gloves.
I've seen some people do races that have the whole like kind of radiator system in their suit.
Yeah.
Like they connect and disconnect from a water reservoir.
Yeah, it's called a cool suit.
A cool suit. Okay, is that realistic for a Bowman Gray race, or is that do you know how much something like that would cost? Is what I'm basically
What are
asking.
they?
It's
They
like
run.
$400, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, it's
Is
not
it kind
terrible.
of a hassle? Or
Yeah,
it's
definitely
You
a hassle.
you can spend some more money though
Yeah,
and get some
no, you can get-
nice stuff, but for a cheaper budget one, you'll spend about 400 on one. But to be honest, we raced 20, 40 laps.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
kind of
don't
what I
really
was
need
thinking. I didn't feel like those races were ever really super long.
Right.
No, every now what
I
is
mean,
there?
you get to see like typical. Well,
300
back in those
lappers.
days, it was like 4 races, a night.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's what was badass is 'cause
Yeah.
you got to see so much go on.
There's
you know?
so much entertainment.
There's so much going on. And then you get into those weird, crazy races. Have y'all ever done anything like that?
No, I want to. I
Get up
want
in
to
a
do a
derby
derby
or
chain
a
or a
race.
chain race.
I
or
want to do a
something.
chain race with him.
I think a chain race would be fun.
Oh,
I
yes.
watched I can't remember what it was, but someone had a boat. They was pulling behind them. I obviously nobody was in the boat, but I remember seeing a race and
Must
going,
be a Caraway.
is he pulling?
I think Caraway does that.
Maybe it was.
I think it was
'Cause
Caraway that
I've been
does
up
that.
there with my uncle before,
Yeah.
and I can't
think
remember
they
what
did.
it was.
Yeah,
But they were pulling boats. I don't know if they all had boats. I think some of them had like RV trailers,
campers.
like campers.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. I
But
think
some
that
of them
was
had
Caraway.
boats and stuff. God, that shit was funny. Nobody got hurt, so it was just all in
Yeah.
good fun. As soon as someone gets hurt, then we're all like, "Oh, shit, we all did something bad.
Yeah.
Every single one of us did something bad."
y'all-
What am I watching? What am
Have y'all had like that one big crash yet that like you will always remember, like that was intense? Like, have you had that moment yet? Because I feel like it would probably come at some point.
maybe even experience someone having that.
Yeah.
Actually, one of them was my second time ever in a go-kart.
It was a go-kart.
Yeah, we went to go practice one day, and
He's laughing.
I don't know why, second time in a go-kart, I thought it was a good idea to try to pass the dude on the outside, and it got loose. I was real young. I overcorrected it, drove it straight into the wall, hit the wall, turned upside down, flipped it over. It terrified me as a kid. But my dad flipped me over. He was like, "You all right?" I was like, yeah, I just need a little bit. But he was like, "You want me to crank you up?" I was like, "Yeah, I get it. Yeah."
Well, hey, if it was still moving,
Yeah.
fuck. I survived that. I'll be okay.
He said, "I think we're going to push you off, make sure everything's all right." Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine too.
What about you, Justin?
I don't know. I've crashed a lot.
Too many to
Gotta
count.
crash a lot to
Yeah,
get
I
good,
mean, I don't
right?
really have that one that stands out to me a whole lot.
Yeah.
You never really got into any rough crashes. Knock on wood.
Man,
Yeah.
keep that.
Well, I remember when Dale Jr. was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I was listening to that episode, and he was telling him, talking to him about what it's like to flip a car, like going 200 miles an hour or whatever.
Yeah, I remember you sending that to me.
Yeah, it was a pretty great. Like, it's wild how he was explaining it. It's just like I don't know. I don't even remember what he said, but it was, it was
an interesting.
It was an
clip.
interesting conversation.
I need to go listen to that.
If I'm not mistaken, he was talking about, because I watched it too. He was talking about whenever you're flipping, it's not bad, but it's whenever you're flipping and like you hit the wall, or you're flipping and another car hits you. It's the sudden impacts that really, really hurt.
Yeah.
But he said it's the slow rolls and the just barrel rolls. They don't really hurt that bad, but he said the sudden impacts is where it really
But
gets
if you're
you.
just rolling into the the middle of the stadium, it's not really a big deal.
I also thought it was really interesting how he said that him and Dale Sr. never talked about racing. Like he said the only time he ever talked to Dale Jr. about racing was one time they were racing. He might have been Bristol or something like that, and he said that Dale Jr. was doing some test laps and Senior was there, and Senior stopped him and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna show you how to drive this track," and he did, and that was it. He said that was the only thing he ever.
Yeah, he didn't want his son getting too good. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's it. Dale thought of everyone as a competitor, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like it didn't matter if he was flesh and blood.
Yeah, that is true.
He's gonna get past you. Well, and that was honestly when I was watching NASCAR, like physically watching it, it was for me. It was always Dale Jr. That was my go-to, and the main reason was because my uncles were Dale Earnhardt fans.
Yeah,
and then I started getting into it when Dale Jr. first started racing.
When he was in the
that
Budweiser car,
8 car.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's my car.
I even had a hat, like a Dale Jr. Budweiser hat that I was in like 5th grade. I'd be wearing that to school.
Yeah.
Like, said
it was
Budweiser
when you could
on it.
wear Budweiser. I used to wear this Yingling shirt. So up in Galax, there's a fiddlers convention, and I go up there periodically. And you just, I just went there. So I had like a 4 or 5 year gap in between the last time I went there, but I went there this year. But when I was young, I was about 12. There was this wife of a family friend who ran a bar, and she had all these shirts, just shit tons of alcohol shirts. They, some that were Jägermeister, some that were Bud, some that were Yingling, whatever. But anyway, she had a Yingling in my size at the time, so she gave me a Yingling shirt, and I had no idea what Yingling was. I had no idea. I was wearing the shirt casually. But I wore that to school. I can't remember when that was. And it was just luck of the draw. Like a lot of the times, like I don't know how I didn't wear it another time, but I just wore it like 2 or 3 years after I'd gotten it. And wore it to school and still didn't know it. and I got in trouble for it, but I still didn't know why. Like they made me change shirts. I had to take a shirt from like the Lost and Found or something, and I went out through the day or whatever.
They just assumed you were being a smart ass.
Yeah, they never told me why to change. I just had to change my shirt. It's not like I got expelled or anything.
Right.
But I did not yet know what Yingling was until I was I think I was 14. I was 14 and I was wearing that shirt and I was doing some yard work. This is going to sound really interesting. This is an interesting story for the podcast because I was doing some work for a gay man. He was an awesome gay man. My mom had all these friends that did gardening. This seems really, really weird.
He said he was an awesome gay
He
man.
was an awesome gay man.
He wasn't one of them not awesome gay people.
Right.
Well, no,
Like
what
if
I
you
mean,
were gay, you would like him too.
no, what I'm trying to say
Is that where you're getting?
what
here?
I'm trying to say is this is a lot of what I'm about to say is going to sound like super fruity, but like he was a really interesting fellow. Like he was a good guy to be around. There was a lot of cool conversations with that dude. He you wouldn't even know he was gay. He was a large man. He had a big red beard, and my mom was friends with him because they both grew these real exotic angel trumpet plants. And they're real tropical and stuff. There's one in my backyard. So if y'all want to see, that one's small. So it wouldn't, they're almost trees. They're huge, but they grow these, like, they're kind of like trumpet flowers. They hang out, but they get like this fucking long, man. And they smell up it's like perfuming your yard. Like they're intense smelling. But anyway, so he had a greenhouse and a bunch of shit he was growing, a bunch of exotic stuff, but he needed this bit of land tilled up and some digging. So I basically, as a summer job, I was helping him. And so Mom would take me over and she'd hang out with him while I'm, doing some yard work or whatever. And they'd talk about plants or whatever. But he saw my shirt and he's like, "You like to drink Yingling?" And I was like, "It's a drink?" I was like, "It's a drink."
It's a drink.
So I learned what Yingling was from a gay man. But when then my mom started laughing, she goes, "I didn't know it was an alcohol, or I didn't know it was a beer either," is what she said. So she had no idea I was wearing this beer sponsor shirt. I just took the free shirt. That's all I like hearing about. But nah, yeah, Eddie was awesome. Eddie's still awesome. I think he's in Florida. So if that tells you anything, like he got so into it, he went to Florida because all these tropical plants will shoot up. But they sell clippings of these plants, man. You'd be surprised. Like just a clipping of this one plant, like $3 here, and these plants are huge. So they're just like clipping them and making bank. That's all they did. That's all they did for a living.
It's like the legal marijuana.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, you can't smoke it or nothing, but at the same time, if you plant this stick,
how do you know?
Hey,
did you try it?
How do you? Well, okay. So if this
did the gay man make you smoke it?
No, I'll tell you this. It is technically a poisonous plant. So after you handle it, you are supposed to wash yourself. So it's not that it's like going to kill us, like it would kill like small rodents. But you generally, after you handle it, you wash your hands. And the only reason I know that is because I've dug up 1 million of them and like I've broken out like a it's all it's like a weak poison ivy sort of. That's kind of what it's like. But if you ingested a lot of it, it would probably harm your organs. Oh, okay. But anyways, yeah. So I would probably say that you shouldn't smoke it. And that weird enough too, the variation of that, the angel trumpets are the poisonous ones, but the devil trumpets aren't. You've probably seen angel trumpets. They grow around here. They're smaller, but they point down towards the ground, where the angel trumpets point towards the air. So that's the only difference. But they're smaller and they kind of grow viney. A lot of people will have them like on these weird things of their house and stuff. Actually, Corey's grandma has some. Okay. You've probably seen them outside her house.
Yeah.
They're not as pretty, but they shoot towards the ground. That's the only difference. But they're not poisonous, which is stupid. Why you figure the devil trumpet would be poisonous? Anyways,
I was going to say, I feel like that could be a good segue to what, Justin, what you do for a living. I mean, besides like the racing and stuff, you have your own, was it a lawn care business?
Landscaping.
Oh, yeah, landscaping. Okay.
Like
anything to make money.
Yeah.
That's the
best. Yeah.
My man has put in a sunroof in a house. So if you need a sunroof right here,
it's Taylor. It's Taylor Enterprises? Is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah. So if anybody listening needs some landscaping done, hit up Taylor Enterprises. I think you've done some work for my grandpa before.
Yeah, we got a tree out of his backyard.
Yeah. He talks very, very highly of you.
Good.
So.
Good.
He talks highly of everyone, though.
Yeah,
Don't get it confused. You're not that good.
I've spoken of him on the show before, and he told me the funniest joke the other day. It was like July 4th, and we went over there for the cookout or whatever. I think I might be telling it slightly wrong, but so he said, "Hey Nick, one time I knew this guy who was a hook baiter, like talking about fishing or whatever." And he's like, and then after a while of him practicing and getting good at it, then eventually he became a masturbator.
Good job, Grandpa.
I was like, Papa, you are the man. But what's funny is that like, honestly, I bet you it took my grandma convincing him to hire you, because he's 88. I think he'll be 89 this year. And he would try to do that shit himself, dude. Like, if he could.
I can see
like,
that.
Yeah. Like, my grandma would get pissed at him. Like, what are you out here doing? Like, trying to chop down a whole fucking tree for? Like, you know, like, it's because he's freaking Maurice Shoemaker. He does what he wants.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
Do what I want.
That's how them all the older folks are.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, they don't give a
They're
fuck.
so hard headed. You
That's-
can't
that's
tell
the way
them
my
nothing.
mama is. Like, it's her way or the highway.
Yeah.
Get
That's
the
a
fuck
fact.
over it.
That's a
That's the
fact.
way it is.
Yeah.
But so in working with yourself or working for yourself, do you have like employees? Has it gotten that big? or
It
is
has, but man, the hardest part right now is finding somebody that wants to work.
Yeah, I can
It's-
understand that.
Damn near impossible.
I can understand
yeah.
that.
And when you do find the ones that want to work, they'll not really work. Like you spend more time.
They want the
fixing their
money, but
fuck
they
up.
don't wanna-
Yeah, they want to do it. They want to get paid everything and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they almost guaranteed to just be something with a government job because they're all fucking retarded anyway. So they would fit in perfect. Like,
I get it. I get it.
I
Go work
worked-
at the
I worked
DMV,
the
damn
city.
it.
I know. I worked at the city of Winston, and let me tell you something.
That's I had a buddy that worked there, and last time I talked to him, which is a couple of years ago, is he was happy because he was making bank and he felt like he wasn't being overworked. And I know something changed. I just haven't discussed it with him yet. So,
Bro,
I
it's
don't know
literally
if
one of those deals where the dumber you are, the higher you get.
that is crazy.
No, it's fucking
Well, and
insane.
I've been in the corporate world. I've been in
Like,
the
it's
corporate
bad.
world, and it's. I'm not saying like the dumber you get, the higher you get, but there's a lot of the times where it's like they're passing over people because they're
Yeah.
too good at what they're doing, so they're just
Right,
leaving.
so
them
like,
there.
Yeah.
hey, whoa, no.
You stay here.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, you do everything.
But we're not gonna pay you anymore.
yeah. We're not
No.
going to
No.
pay you anything
No.
extra or nothing.
And them 35-cent raises was getting aggravating.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that shit to 'em, man. Like, right now, if I still worked at the city, I'd probably lose everything I got.
Yeah.
Like, I'll not never go back to a government job.
Well,
Unless somebody said, hey, how about you be president? 'Cause I'm gonna be.
God, no, I'm moving out of the
telling
country.
Let's
you
do
right
it.
now,
I'm
that's
moving
all
out
you
of the
need, bro.
country.
I'm telling you, you need some. I like.
I've been
Donald
known to
Trump.
throw a grenade into my government.
You know what
I've
I
been
mean?
known to
Like,
do that.
Yeah.
Let's
See,
do it.
I'm that guy that sits
So
back.
what you're saying is
You're running for president.
Taylor 2024 is what you're saying.
You're running for president.
Now I'm gonna let Trump get his last 4 years, and I'm gonna go
All right.
for it.
All right.
And then you'll go for it.
2028.
There you go.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just government shit. Like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that guy that sits back and I'm like, how the hell do you get like the old days where you take your government over and you go back to the right way? Like, how can you screw up completely everything and keep it? Like,
Yeah.
how do you keep your job?
I think with the systems, like it's implementation. So it's like getting the right person there to
Yeah.
make the right calls, and we've just like allowed so many idiots to make the wrong
Right,
calls for so
right.
long.
That's
I-
what I'm
I think
saying.
that's-
Like, how
and
many
it's
dumbasses
everywhere.
in a room does it take to say, hey, that's going good, so let's fuck it up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 40 of you say, hey, that's a terrible idea. You know, but like,
Well, I mean, it's
It doesn't
every
make
little
sense.
piece of it
Yeah.
too. It's every little. I mean, it's minute to the point of like where you're spending small
Right.
taxpayer money in
Right.
your county.
bro, they're
like,
giving
that's how
themselves
small it
raises.
is.
Like, you're fucking up and getting raises. Bro, I fuck up.
I can't
and
do
I get fired. Like, what?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong here?
I really get
it
that,
doesn't-
man.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I really get it.
But
I don't want to set the wrong image. My
Yes.
my prior employer
Yeah.
was very very good to me, and I'm not trying to say anything, but you know, and they did give me money. I would say that the money did not equate to the work. The work kept getting harder, and it's not their fault.
right.
I've said this before. I think it's the way today is versus when I got there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, COVID changed a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
changed a
feel
lot
like
of
it
shit.
made a lot of people lazy too.
Yeah.
I
It either made
honestly-
you lazy or it made you more pissed,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
You know, just everyone can't handle their emotions anymore.
Right.
Like, that it's trying to handle anything. And I don't know if you fall into this. do you work for yourself, or what do you do?
No, I work for a little bitty shop over here in King off of Mountain View, and honestly,
Like, so you're working on cars, basically.
yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
I work on cars, work with printers, work with water jets, lasers, do all kinds of stuff.
You're
It's a
like
little
shopping.
it's a little bitty shop, and I think we got a total of 8 employees there, and they're multi-million-dollar businesses in a little bitty shop. It's nice because they're great people. He knows them. They're great people. They're nice to us. We race with them. They race. My dad, he started working there, working on their race car a little bit. They're super nice people.
They're not your average millionaires.
No.
Yeah.
Like they're not ones you walk up. Like they're
You
just,
wouldn't know.
Right. You wouldn't know it until they're like, oh, let me
how-
show you this.
That's how
And
everybody
then you're
should
like,
be.
holy shit, you're freaking filthy rich.
Yeah.
That's,
You know
how,
what I
that's
mean?
how everyone should be. If you make it into money, nobody should know it.
No.
Like,
no.
I
And
feel
they
like
don't.
if we
They're
can
awesome.
tell,
Like they're
you know,
badass.
I think
people.
you could have nice things.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
That's how they are.
yeah,
You would
yeah.
know
You can
that
have
they,
nice things,
yeah,
but
you would
like
know
I ain't
that,
flaunting it. you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Right. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't
Kind of
flaunt it.
belittle you with
I don't
it.
know. I'm
Yeah.
trying to have a swimming pool that's in the shape of a dollar sign.
Yeah, but ain't nobody got to see your swimming pool in the
Right.
shape of a dollar sign. You ain't got to rub it in everybody's face.
you can rub it in my face as long as I get to come swim.
As long as I
Way to ruin all my fun, Blakely.
a lot of the problems I have with like, I guess the wealthy is more of like where you distribute your money and how you do it. So, for example, if I have a millionaire that has, let's say he's donated $10 million that year to some sort of charity that did something and changed something and helped somebody, and then bought a yacht, I'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
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 See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he had all that access to where he was at this point. It's like, well, if I don't, do something for these people, then it's just going to go to this fucked up government.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Right.
the money's just going to be taxed. So
Which I've learned.
I get that.
I've learned with a lot of that, which he came to me one time and he said, I got a problem. I said, what's that? He said, we got to spend $240,000 before the end of the year. I was like, wish I had problems. Godly. But he was
Well, you
like,
have
no.
to find the tax write-off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to do the tax. And I've learned with a lot of people, like with the richer people, they'll donate money, but they'll donate just enough. They won't donate just a little bit more just to help a few more.
Yeah,
They'll
but how the hell
donate
you think they
just
got rich?
enough.
Well, it's effective.
They didn't get rich by giving it away.
Yeah.
That's my
But-
thing. So I get it on that extreme.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I'm like, fuck.
It depends. It
Please.
depends what you're doing.
I need it. I mean, I'll finance it back. You know what I mean? Like, I'll
Just give me a little bit so I can get my million,
Right.
and then.
Right.
I truly get that, and there's a lot more of them that we don't know about, and that's the
Yeah.
problem. Is that like there's no good image, I guess,
Right.
for because the people that are in the light that have that kind of money are not the greatest people
Right.
that should have that money.
Right.
But it's I've always been one that's like, as long as I have enough,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I have
I ain't
enough,
even greedy.
yeah.
200K, I'm good.
Yeah.
that
I'm
gets
good.
me done.
Yeah.
That gets me done. I can drink enough beer off of that. I'll be plenty
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean?
You stop racing?
Like, yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Nah, I ain't gonna stop racing.
Nah, I'm still gonna hunt the sponsors, but that would get me out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well,
I-
and you could probably do like.
My wife makes good enough. I'm
You
done
think?
working.
That's your retirement.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
my
Yeah.
retirement right there,
I
bro.
think if someone had enough
Not
money,
the way you spend money.
well, but think about it. If someone was to give you
But if
that
I had
kind of money,
200K, I wouldn't have any bills, so the money I did make could completely be blowed. So, dude, I done.
He's
Hey, I
literally
done
gonna save
I've
it.
already had this thought process. If my wife makes another $40,000 a year, I'm done. Like,
I'm gonna go home and tell her right now. If you get a raise, do not tell Justin.
no, she done told me. She done told me the one she got a couple months ago. So
What?
that now we're only down to 40,000 for a year, and I'm out, bro.
He's counting.
Yeah.
Help me remember, what's your wife's name again?
Tiffany.
Shout out to Tiffany.
shout out
Yeah.
Tiffany.
She
If
sounds
you're
like
listening,
a really good wife.
Yeah.
sorry.
That's the lucky one.
helping the condone the plans of
Megan,
of-
take notes.
Take that.
Right?
Megan, if you're listening.
Yeah. She doesn't like me anyway, so she's not gonna listen.
She texted me the other night and she was like, where's the podcast going to be? And I said it's at Blakely's, and she was like, is it in King or in Winston? And I was like, it's in King. And she was like, oh, okay, good, because Austin likes to drive my car everywhere, so I guess she was worried about like you going.
She's worried about her
King.
gas.
Yeah.
She asked me 10 questions about this tonight, and I was like, I don't know. I can tell you the address, what time I'm going to show up, and I'm going. Like, she is the person, she has to have set plans out or she loses it. But me, I'll wing everything.
Just
And
gotta
she
know what's
hates
going
that.
on.
Yeah, yeah, she hates that.
Well, and that too, like I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times I'm just off the cuff doing something, or I try to always have a plan with stuff. So
Yeah.
like today went interesting because I played in this room longer than I thought I would. So I ended up in here for like 2 hours messing with shit. But like we had shit disassembled, dude, where we were recording drums and stuff. Stay tuned for that stuff. But yeah, I hadn't hooked anything up, Nick. It was all just sitting here on the table, and I was like, I probably should make sure we have working equipment before everybody gets here. So I know I've asked this already, but is there anything else y'all do? Just work and race?
Pretty much.
He got into
I
bowling.
drink a lot of beer.
Drink a lot of beer?
No,
What do
no,
you do
no.
while you drink a beer?
Everything.
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 Dude,
Tiffany.
Don't ask that question.
Oh, do her. Okay.
You asked.
I asked.
I was gonna say, don't ask that question.
Wait, we ain't driving race cars while drinking, are we?
Those are.
Okay, we ain't doing that, but we're doing Tiffany.
No.
Sorry,
Shout
Tiffany.
out.
Sorry, Tiffany.
Yeah.
But you said he got into bowling, but you didn't get into bowling?
He did, but
Oh, you
Yeah.
did. Okay.
he doesn't. He's not into it. Like my 8-year-old.
8-year-old about to be 9.
Yeah, he'll be 9 in September. Well, I just had a birthday. I had to remember which one was which.
So many birthdays.
Gets a little confusing at times.
As soon as I start having children, the only birthdays I'm ever going to remember is my children's.
Dude,
Nobody else.
You have to literally do it like I did. Like we planned it. Like,
Make sure they were born at a certain time so I can remember.
Mine's my little boy is 0928. My daughter is 0628.
Oh, shit.
Like I can't fuck it up.
I'm glad you told me that.
Like if
You
I
got
do,
28.
then yeah, like oh god.
Yeah.
And my wife is 310. Only reason it's not the only reason because I love my wife, but my mom's birthday is 3/6.
Okay.
So she's 4 days after. So when my mom starts celebrating, I'm like, shit. Amazon
It was on Prime.
So you're saying both of your kids were born on the 28th day of the month.
Yeah.
So like if you're
On purpose.
so if like your second child was going to be
yeah.
whenever your second child was born, if she was about to go in labor on like the 27th, you would be like, nope, wait it out another day.
I just went over to the couch and went to sleep.
Oh, okay.
And then I wasn't there for her moral support. So when I woke up, I was like, hey, it's the 28th.
28. Let's get this going.
Did it.
ready to come out.
So you was rushing it. You was like,
Right.
it's got to come out
Yeah,
today. Because
today.
like, hey, or
If it's
else
the
I'm not
29th,
going to
I ain't gonna
remember.
remember that shit.
That's exactly
Hey
right.
Doc, it's 11:50. We need to do emergency C-section.
So you said your 8-year-old got into bowling? And that's what
Yeah.
got you into bowling?
Yeah, we literally, I don't remember what it was. Oh, my 8-year-old had a birthday party.
Yeah, that and your buddy
And-
Garrett. He was
Yeah,
into it.
Garrett was into it, but it was more along the lines of my kid needed a birthday party. It's close to winter and it was raining. There was plenty for
bowling's
rain.
always a good choice.
So we just went to Real Hall bowling lanes, and my youngin, like you've seen like Jason Belmonte bowl. He throws two-handed, and it's took some of those guys years to throw like that, and this little fucker picks up a bowling ball and literally looked just fucking like him.
He
And
just
I'm like-
straight up had
Yeah,
it.
He like, bro, it's fucking impressive.
The 8-year-old is bowling over 200 sometimes.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 204,
Now,
190.
if you would have said he broke 100, I would have been okay. Because
Right.
I can't do that.
That's the crazy
When
part.
you break 200, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, like he's fucking badass.
He talks about how much he hates losing. imagine losing to your son.
Oh no.
Yeah, he hates
Yeah.
it. Dude, it's so
So that's why
funny.
you got into it. So
Yeah.
you can kick your son's ass.
Yeah.
Gotta take him off that pedestal for a second.
The best part is when he does really good, I do really good. So if I beat him, it's only like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like I don't beat him by much. Like
Does
there
he
was one
take it
night-
well, or is he like you?
No, he does not take it well.
He doesn't take it. He's like you.
He hates it.
There was this
He
one.
hates
I don't
it.
want to lose.
There was
He
this
hates it.
one game I told him, I think before we went bowling, I said, I bet you $5 I can beat you with a house ball and you can use your bowling balls. He was like, okay, we'll do it. About 6 frames into it, I'm beating him and he is mad
Livid.
as
Oh,
hell.
shit.
This motherfucker was throwing one of my balls. Don't
No,
make a mistake.
I was throwing the house balls that
The second game, he was beating you all the way to the end until like the 8th frame, and then this fucker passed him, and he was all sorts in his feelings. Like he wanted to burn his whole house down.
Oh, no.
He is so,
Yeah.
he gets
He's
so
a sore
mad.
loser.
Yeah,
Poor
very.
kid.
Just like
I'm
his
glad
daddy.
he's good.
It
though.
pisses me off.
I'm glad he's at least good at it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he is.
And
Like-
let me tell you, he's got it on
He
his
enjoys
phone. He's got, I mean, it's every
So
Every
he
day.
full blown musicianed over it, like we did.
yeah.
The kid stresses me out because he'll be walking around in the living room. Boop,
like he's bowling.
throw his
Bro,
hands
it's
around.
bad.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's
what
freaking
are you
bad.
doing? Jackson, stop. You looking a little, don't do that.
I mean, if you don't have
Don't
a
do that
bowling
in
lane in your
public.
house, then how
Yeah.
else are you gonna do it? You know.
Yeah.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
it's that bad. He's
Yeah.
eat up with it.
Does your kid or either of your kids like showing any interest in like racing or anything yet? Or
See, I bought him a go kart,
Oh,
and
okay.
he rode it a couple of times, but he ain't showed it nowhere near the attention he does to bowling.
Oh, okay.
The hardest thing with that at that age is they're so wide open.
Yeah.
They can't stay focused.
Right.
Race cars take focus. That's got to be, I hate to say it, Megan, that's got to be 100% of your focus. Got to be. And
Shout out, Megan.
Kids can't really do that, so it's hard.
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I don't
got-
even know if I can do that.
I got-
so, like,
I got like a drum set and like a guitar, you know, when I was
Y'all know
like
how- yeah, y'all
below
know
the
how
age of
it is.
10, and I didn't really gravitate or kind of lean towards it until I was more like 11 or 12, you know, is when I like really started taking it seriously. Yeah, and me and him both are guitar teachers, and like we get students like below the age of 10, and we're always kind of hesitant, you know, at first because it's like they'll come to the lesson.
a lot of the
and-
times I have to meet the kid, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll go a month, and after that that's when we start
Determine,
talking to
yeah.
the parents. It's like maybe time to wait a little bit,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and pick this up.
I mean, I had a
Yeah.
student
Couple
one
years,
time
or-
bring like a 6 or 7-year-old like bring his like toys into into the lesson, and I was like, God, you know, this isn't a babysitting gig. Like I'm showing you how to.
But you're supposed to have a guitar in your hand,
Right.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be.
I mean, I think his toys were like in his guitar case, you know, or something like that.
I've got focus for a little bit, so
Yeah.
like when it comes to, especially to practicing, like I've got weird focus. It's where I know what's going on around me, but a lot of people will like try to talk to me while I'm playing, and unless I'm like, if I'm playing something that's pre-rehearsed, I can talk while I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I'm just noodling or fucking around, or my brain's doing that, like my brain's fully controlling it, like I can't think to talk. So I know what people are saying to me, and I know there's conversation being had, and I'm just looking them dead in the eye and can't respond. Like, it's
That's
weird.
how he is. Anytime he's doing anything,
It's weird,
he
man.
can't.
It's like I know what you said,
Yeah.
and I want to respond, but I'm doing something, and
Right.
I can't respond to you.
Right.
Like
But
I physically
I hear
can't.
you, but I ain't
can't-
heard you.
I can't really
Right.
talk to you.
Right.
You
Like,
talk to him while he's texting, he'll ignore you. But if you can
Same
call
shit.
him while he's mowing a yard, he'll talk to you all day.
you can figure it out. You
I
know?
mean, that's exactly. I hear you, but I ain't heard you. That's how it is to me.
I bet that's even more of it, like inside of a race car. I mean, like you literally you can't be distracted by anything else. All you hear is the engine, you know, and
Yeah.
it probably forces you into focus.
Yeah.
We got a spotter.
Yeah, there is one
Okay.
thing that you have to pay attention to, and that's the spotter. And it's
Do you respond, or is it just a listen?
Sometimes
Sometimes. So
Sometimes.
you can get back
when he
to him.
pisses me off, but when he's doing his job, I don't say nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
so
Like,
y'all have like
but he's been with me for 8, 9, 10 years. Like he's been
Yeah.
there from damn near day one. Like
y'all had a feud
He
for a
got you
little
there.
bit, and y'all
Yeah,
split
but I had-
ways. But y'all came back.
But when I went to driving for somebody else, they had a guy that spotted for me like he was the spotter for that car, and he passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, and I worked with him. A super nice guy. I mean, he was just, he'd give you the shirt off his back. Like, he was a really good person.
Dude.
Yeah, and then TJ come back, and they would just kind of bond together. Like, it's one of those deals where, like, if me and him got into it tonight, that motherfucker knows Saturday morning he's going to be at the racetrack.
Yeah.
With a headset, and he's going to talk to me.
And he
He's
would.
gotta talk
Even
to me.
if he's mad, I don't care. I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
Like
So
it
y'all
doesn't
have-
matter.
Y'all have like radio communication like in
Yeah.
the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that means you have a spotter too.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
that same connection, or is it still new, fresh?
I'm still getting started. I actually just picked up a guy this past weekend. He's a younger kid. He's younger than me, but he's getting into racing too, and he's spotting for a few other people, and he done really good for me Saturday. And
Yeah.
if everything works out, I'm gonna continue to use him for this year. But now I got a buddy of mine. He works with me and stuff. His name is James. Shout out to James.
Shout out, James.
But he's been coming. I've been trying to pull him into racing, get him something to do, because he really don't have anything to do. So I was like, dude, come to the racetrack with us. You just sit at home
That's
on
the best
Saturday.
thing to
Come
do.
on.
Yeah.
Well, he came out there, and he really seems like he's enjoying it. So him and his best friend, they became spotter and driver duo. So I'd kind of like for me and him to
Try
take
to
that on.
turn
And
that into
he's
a
trying to
thing.
learn what the spotters have to do.
I was
and
going to ask, what
everything.
exactly is the role of a spotter?
It's to tell you where the cars are at around you. And
Kind of help you pass.
Your
or-
surrounding-
Yeah.
your
What's-
surrounding area.
Yeah.
Shit you can't see.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
right. And
Your
the bad
rearview
part
mirror.
is you have to trust that guy with your entire life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally, your life is in his hands.
yeah,
And
pretty
if
much.
he says the wrong thing at the wrong time, you could fuck up real
pretty
bad.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, that's your eyes in the sky.
So,
Yeah.
it's
so,
kind of like your Jesus.
so yeah, so you,
Seriously.
you're Jesus. So
Seriously,
you would
like-
definitely want to trust that person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Like,
So I
literally.
could see where you'd want your best
Yeah.
friend there. you
Like,
know?
literally, I spent my life savings on the car I got now. And I told him, I said, hey, look. There you go. There's your. You want to know if I trust you or not? There you go, bro.
Here we go.
This is
Like,
my
this is
entire
literally
life
how-
right
Yeah.
here.
It's all on this track.
And he's learned me. Like he knows when there's a car in the area, and whether it's gonna beat me to where I need to be, and whether he'll say there
calibrated.
or he knows if he speaks to me, that's what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
immediately. So we got that
Got a
connection.
rhythm.
Yeah, we got
It's like
we
a
got
Batman
a
and
connection.
Robin.
yeah.
Yeah. More like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
butter
yeah, there
jelly.
you go.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Shake and bake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Talladega night.
We'll go with
Sausage
that.
and a pancake.
A ball get a blitz.
Walking the blitz. So has your now? Well, I guess when you first got started, I mean, was like your dad ever kind of like a spotter for you, or? I mean, I would assume you learned a lot from your dad. I mean, it was,
He tried it, but he wanted to watch it more.
oh, okay,
So we kind of just said, okay,
yeah,
well, you want to watch it more? Well, somebody needs to do this job
right.
because you can't do it and watch because literally you have to.
You have to be watching
Your entire
What's around
eyes have to be on a swivel on the whole racetrack.
Does your dad have a role in what y'all do now?
Yes,
Or
he does everything.
oh, okay, all right.
Literally,
That's the man.
He is the man.
yes,
Shout out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. He is. He's pretty much like the president.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
the president of our racing. Like,
Yep.
literally, I just pay
He
for
says
the
that it
bills.
goes.
I just pay the bills. Yeah.
You just pay the bills.
Yeah, that's- he'll tell me all the time, I need this, I need that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hold on.
I
You
don't know.
don't say okay that easily.
well, I mean, not technically that easy, but it's. I need a little.
Oh, hold on. It's
Some
this-
motivation.
This is what happened.
Here
Hold on.
we
Let
go.
me text Tiffany. See how this is gonna go about.
Well, I mean, if it's not crazy, I'll just be like, yeah, and then I'll come up with a really good game plan before I text Tiffany.
It's easier to
Yeah.
ask for forgiveness than his permission.
Well,
Hey,
kinda.
I've heard that like 10
Kinda.
times this week, and I'm like, that's new.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know how many times I've pissed her off? She's cut my card off. I've been, dude. There's nothing more pisses me off when there's like a line behind me in a gas station and my card declines. Dude, I've
heard
immediately,
multiple stories.
oh my God, I will call her and I will flat cuss her out right there in front of everybody. And she's like, please tell me you're sorry. Tell me you're sorry. I'll cut it back on. I'm like, oh, bro, when I get home, oh my God. Grass is so in timeout when I get home.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm going to drink 40 beers in here.
Make sure that fridge is stocked.
Yeah.
There better be beer when I
Right?
get home.
That's exactly right. But
What's your beer of choice?
Bud Light.
Okay,
Bud
Light.
that's a good one.
I since I've been doing the keto thing, I can't drink beer no more.
What?
I know. I drink a lot of Michelob. I went through a lot of.
Michelob's good.
I went through a lot of
Michelob
weird.
Michelob Pure
headache.
Gold. Have you
Pure
had
Gold's
them?
good.
Yeah.
But it never got me drunk.
Yeah, you gotta drink a few.
Well, if I
few.
want to drink beer, I drink Michelob. So
Right.
if I want to drink, like if I want to just keep drinking,
Does it not give you a headache the next day?
no. Well, hey, now,
Maybe.
I get hungover from like even one beer, and this
Really?
is any beer, yeah.
Hey, look,
But if I drink liquor, I don't.
drink a beer. If you want to drink a beer before you go to bed, depends on how much beer you drink.
Yeah,
Chug 2 bottles of water.
2 bottles of water.
2 bottles of water, you'll wake up feeling precious.
Yeah, liquor doesn't do it to me. I don't know
Really?
why, but since I'm keto, if I'm
It
gonna
makes me
drink,
mean.
I have to drink kind of normal liquor. Like I can drink anything that's like just straight normal. So whiskey,
Oh,
gin, vodka, like no flavored shit.
Yeah,
because I can't have
right,
sugar.
right.
So
Yeah.
no flavored shit. But I like whiskey. I mix it in diet sodas or whatever I want to. But when I was drinking beer, there was a moment in time. I don't know if you remember this, Nick. There was a moment in time me and Needham was killing Budweiser like nobody's business. Like yeah. Talking about full.
I drank, yeah,
Talking about full.
I drank one and I got a headache.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like, can't
it's-
do it.
It
Can't do
it's a thing. But we were killing those, and then what else, dude? Hey, he's on them IPAs now.
Yeah.
He's doing the IPAs.
No.
The real
The
strong.
dark.
Nah.
heavy.
It's not. They're dark and heavy. It's a lot of them are really hoppy,
Yeah, hoppy. Yeah, that's the word.
but
yeah.
does that
they're
mean?
like so.
It's like-
a hop is like it's because there's bitters in it too. But
I'm
hop,
thinking bunny rabbit hop. Like, damn,
hop
you
is-
drink it and immediately go hopping around or what?
They don't drink that hipster bullshit.
It's kind of like a grain. It's kind of like a grain. So basically what you do is you mix all that stuff together and ferment it, and that's how you make beer. That's basically how it
kind of
happens.
got like a lot
And
of
then-
the, I guess, yeast flavor maybe.
A hop is to me is kind of like a how do I explain it? Because there are bitters. Bitters like they're like small little buds.
Yeah.
They taste straight up bitter, where hops are not straight up bitter, but too much hops can become bitter. If that sort of makes sense.
yeah.
And a lot of those are that way, where it's like got so much hoppiness in it, where it's just like kind of like squeeze your face. But if you drink like a Bud Light or an Eddie Light or something like that, you're just like, yeah, it tastes like piss, huh? Yeah.
I looked up
But it's not a
hops.
big deal, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a big deal.
It says hops are the green cone-shaped flowers or inflorescence of the Humulus lupulus plant. They're a climbing perennial with a distinct jackpot for craft brewers. Hidden inside each cone are tiny yellow pods or glands called lupulin, the source of bitterness, aroma, and flavor.
That's it's. I like a hop flavor, but I don't really like it to be too hoppy. If it's too hoppy, then and most IPAs are, so I don't. Oh fuck!
I can't do those.
They're generally stronger than like a regular
Yeah,
beer,
they're like
too.
an 8.4 or
Yeah.
something like that. They're real high. Like, so if I'm wanting to do that and I'm wanting to drink little, then I'll drink Bud Light Platinums. And I do like Platinums. But a lot of mistakes have happened that way. So I don't drink mini beers anymore. I think the last beer I had might have been with you. Might have been with Nick. I think we were grilling or something. That's been a month or so. It's been a little over.
What was your last beer,
something like
Justin?
that.
Before I walked in the door.
Before I walked in the door, hey, you're allowed to drink as
mean-
long as you ain't driving. We good.
It was
I had-
only one.
I had about 5 of those tall Michelobes or no, like 5 or 6. The
Yeah,
other
Nick
day
just got back from
on
the
the beach, and I was Like later, so our place that we were staying at was like a half a mile from the beach, and Needham had that wagon, and then we had my cornhole boards, dude. Like,
Did y'all walk?
Yes.
Holy shit.
The second day, like when Needham and them were there, we did. Now the first day, me and my girlfriend Brianna, we just parked in one of those little parking lots.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, so I'm like drunk,
Right.
trying to pull Needham's heavy ass wagon like down the road, and then we finally get back. I take a shower, and I'm like laying in the bed, and the whole room is spinning.
Oh, shit, he's dehydrated as fuck.
Yeah, and then we were going out to eat, and I was like, "Ain't none of us driving. We are Ubering to wherever we're going tonight."
Yeah, and I do like Michelob on the beach, but I'll be honest with you, any beer, especially if it's a draft beer on the beach, holy shit.
Any hot day.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's nothing better.
now I know why all landscapers drink beer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You call me an alcoholic.
It is straight. No, it is
nice.
I don't know if beer actually hydrates you, but holy shit, like
It
there's nothing.
dehydrates you.
There's not a better feeling.
It dehydrates. you.
Yeah.
That's where the water
That's why he
comes
said
in.
water.
I'm just saying, like, but just the feeling of like
Yeah.
being thirsty
Yeah.
on a hot day and getting a
Nothing
beer.
is like
quenches
There's not much better.
Yeah, that first sip is whew.
It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always gravitated towards Michelob. Not as I actually, when I started drinking beer, I was drinking Coors. I
That
don't
shit
know
tastes
how
like
I
a
was-
rubbing alcohol. to
Yeah,
me.
I don't know how I was
I ain't a
drinking
fan
that
of
shit.
it. But I'm gonna tell you what. When we went to Kentucky, I had a Busch Light. I drunk 3 of those,
I've
and
never
I
had a
ain't
Busch Light.
even knocking those anymore. Like I used
They
to.
all right?
Yeah, bro. I used to be like, "What the hell's that shit? I don't
I
want
think
none
they're
of
a
that."
little cheaper, aren't they?
Yeah, like they talk about right there.
A little
Yeah,
cheaper.
I'm gonna go get me some of
Hey,
those.
if they're cheaper, man.
Yeah, right.
Well, and that's when I was testing beers, and when I figured out that like money didn't matter, I was drinking a lot of Miller Lite. So it was like no matter what money I spent on beer, it's like it just tastes like beer. So I just started drinking Miller Lite. But then I don't know when it was. I can't remember. I think it was a pool party. I don't know if you was there, Nick. I can't remember where we were, but I had a Michelob when I was there, and I was just like, you know what? I could probably drink that like water. Like I see why people kind of drink this,
Right,
you know.
right.
And so that's when I started drinking Michelob. But I found the Pure Golds at After Hours.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to After Hours. I was talking to the bartender. I asked her for a Michelob, and she goes, "You had a Michelob Gold?" And I was like, "What's that?" You know, and she was just like, "Try this."
They
And she
are
goes, "If you
good.
don't like it, it's free."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, free beer." You know?
Yeah, right.
So I tried it out, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So then I started buying those for a little bit, and then I went back to the Michelobs, and I went back to the Golds, and I kind of flip
So
flopped between
I did
those.
like several testing of like liquor, you know, when I first started, and we like
Nick was more into the fruity drinks there for a moment.
yeah, for a
And
tiny
then,
bit.
then we got him drinking beer, and he actually drinks Michelob now.
But like I started on like Captain Morgan, and after a couple of what I felt were near death experiences with that
Good old spiced rum.
I,
We kept spiced rum around at just about every party because we know everybody would drink it.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know
and-
why everybody, for some odd reason, would drink that, but
Like Fireball and stuff.
like people would avoid Fireball. Like you'd have like 2 people in the corner drinking Fireball, but nobody else would drink it. Like nobody just wanted it or something. Like I'm a Fireball man, so I
Sheets.
So-
Got Fireball now, by the way.
really
Yes.
Holy shit!
Yep.
How?
nice.
I just heard about it.
Holy
My
shit!
buddy James told me
Okay,
about it.
that's kind of. Well, I
Daddy
can't have
got
it no
some
more
for
because
Mom on the way home the other day.
I can't have it anymore because of sugar. I just thought about that.
Wait, so
but,
can you not have Jaeger now?
I can't have
Oh
Jaeger.
my
That's a
God.
I
good
tried to
thing.
buy Jaeger the last
See,
time.
that's when I was
I
like,
love Jaeger, man.
when
I
I was
had
like
one bad
making
experience.
my liquor transition, I guess it was when like we were out with Needham one night, and he was getting like buying me Jaeger bombs, and I'd never had those before,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't think I'd like it because I don't like black licorice or anything, but like I started drinking, I was like, that shit's actually pretty good,
fucking
Like,
great.
yeah.
So me and him will kill a bottle of Jaeger and some Red Bulls, and
It's good. It's good. Which
Yeah,
a lot of
I know.
times
Sounds
anymore,
like
I
a
just
lot, but he's the only one that'll drink Jaeger with me.
Jaeger
Yeah.
bombs.
and I just drink.
I
I just drink
love
it
it, man.
straight now.
Bro,
a lot
that's
of
the,
the time.
only, that's the only time I've been so mad that I
Cold
cannot
drink.
go to sleep.
Oh really?
Like,
On
I'm
Jaeger?
so drunk, I get pissed off because I'm like in the drive-through at McDonald's or whatever in the back seat, and I'm like trying to go to sleep, and then it's like all of a sudden I'm thinking about running. Like, I'm like, holy cow, I gotta run, and then I'm like, nah, I'm too tired to run, and then I'm like, oh.
You just got that Forrest Gump like kind of
Yes,
itch, you know?
yes.
Like, I just want to
Yes,
run,
bro, Jaeger bombs, man. They.
I love
But
it.
have you ever tried pickleback?
Yes,
We had our first
Yes.
pickleback
Yeah.
in Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
I think it was the Charlotte trip.
Yep.
So we had walked into this Irish pub, and Needham specifically brought us there to have a pickleback because they make their own pickle juice, and that shit was actually
was
pretty
good.
good.
It is
Yeah.
really
I can't remember.
Good.
I think
But
it was
if you
Jameson.
yeah,
Was it
Jameson?
Jameson and pickle juice. But if
and
you
pickle
forget
juice.
to drink the pickle juice, let me tell you, that's some nasty shit.
Jameson is gross. Dude.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what my girlfriend
good for
Steph.
nothing.
Yeah, my girlfriend Steph has an interesting story with Jameson, and it was overseas. Jameson and some Chinese food does not combine,
No,
especially
that is
when
not.
it's over in Ireland.
Every time I eat Japanese, Chinese, or Mexican, it's definitely not before a night of drinking.
Yeah.
I
Big no-no.
have to eat and prepare myself if I'm going to drink.
It's burgers and dogs for me.
Yeah.
Burgers and dogs if
Pizza.
I'm drinking.
So I'm for me, like, I actually don't want to eat before I drink because if I eat, I won't feel anything. Like that's how my
He likes
body
to
does it.
save his money.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my money. I'm gonna wait till I'm drunk and then I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just pig out, you know.
And,
Like,
then you go right to sleep.
yep.
Yeah.
It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
I want to eat, and then I want to go back to drinking, and then I'm like, nah, I don't. I just want to.
I just ate. I want to go
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
Prepare to get disarranged.
If you go the other way, Jackass, it'll work.
That thing is really fucked up,
Yeah.
man. That thing's really fucked up.
It's all right. So is he.
They made the metal for that so cheap.
So thin.
Yeah, these two are like they're
Yeah, that one's
reinforced.
thick.
They're reinforced, but that one's just really
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we got a new tech here at the the podcast.
Hey man, this guy
Stagehand.
I paid him to clean out my car one time, and man, he had that shit looking brand new.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, like
do
I
detailing?
was super impressed.
Just cuz.
Every now and then.
Every
Whenever
now
I need some money for the race car.
Okay, whenever you need money for the race car. He's like, I'll do anything.
So if you need
I just need this part. I just need this
you
part.
need your
It's
car
like that.
cleaned or like detailed a little bit or whatever, come see Austin Taylor for that.
Only if he needs parts, though.
Yeah,
every now
Only
and
if
only
he
if he's
needs parts.
desperate for.
You need to
for
come to
parts.
Bowman Gray and see if I wreck. And then if you see if I wreck, come down to the pits and talk to me.
Also,
Yeah,
too, I don't
yeah,
think
if
we,
he
we've
wrecks,
mentioned
then
this.
he'll
If,
detail your car.
if you're interested in coming to Bowman Gray to watch them race, you are number 12, and you are Justin is number 12, and Austin is number 51.
Yep.
Right.
51.
Okay.
We're both
Did y'all-
racing sportsmen.
Did y'all
Sportsman division.
choose them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you just look at all the numbers and go, I guess I'll take this one, or is that they have some meaning? Or
I would say,
Mine's got a little meaning behind it.
yeah.
okay.
It kind of trickled down from the family,
Oh, okay.
from my grandpa to my uncle, and then I got it, and it's just
roll
it's got a
with it.
little meaning to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
so like your whole family raced.
yeah,
Basically.
Yeah.
Holy
pretty much.
shit! Did they race in like all different kinds of things, or was it strictly
Well,
go karts or
Well,
dirt
my
bikes?
uncle went from go karts to cars, and my grandpa he owned a couple of cars, and I always went when I was little, and I always wanted to race,
Yeah.
and my mom always said no. Well, finally, I don't even remember what happened, but a guy said I could race his go kart, and like the Thursday before we were supposed to go race, or the Wednesday before we were supposed to go race on a Friday, like he like backed out. Like I was heartbroken. And
man.
that was what tricked my mom into saying, okay,
It's time.
fine. So my dad went on a Thursday night and bought a guy completely out of all his go-kart stuff. And we went that Friday night, and there was like 10 go-karts there, and we finished 4th. And it's literally
Hell yeah.
how I got my first win was so weird because we finished 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then we won. I won my 4th race.
You won the
And
fourth.
so it just
Holy
trickled
shit.
down. It was crazy as hell how
Yeah,
it works
it
like
was
that.
pretty crazy.
4, 3,
But,
2, 1. dude.
yeah, literally that's how it went. Like it was crazy. And then after that, like my mom, she still gets mad about all the racing. But,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah,
I
mother's
think
gotta be upset a little
she-
bit.
She's like, I want to go camping, and I'm like, I want to go race.
You raced.
Sorry.
So did you race go karts too?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Did
raced
Mama
for,
care about that?
I would say
Maybe-
yeah, just because I was at such a young age.
Yeah.
I think, what was I, 8 or 9?
From your perspective, was it as much?
What?
Or did she already
Like
get
I
over it
already,
with you?
I already popped the cherry. Like
Since you did it,
Yeah,
it was
like-
easier
like-
on
It
him.
was
Yeah.
easier too because mine had a roll cage.
yeah,
His did.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But see, if I literally like she can hate it so bad, but like after that night, like Sunday, she's like, oh, well this and this, like
Now you're good.
yeah,
It's
like I
funny,
can go
you've proven
somewhere.
it.
I can go somewhere and people know me, and she's like, "Oh, eat up with it."
Yeah.
Exciting.
You know what I mean? And then
got a
like,
celebrity.
then like on Thursday night when we're thrashing and trying to finish everything up to load up Friday, she's like, "God, see, this is so much better. We could just go camping." And I'm like,
So stressful.
That's funny you say that because she called Daddy today at work and was like, Justin's only 7 points out of the lead for the championship. I
Oh,
was
shit.
like- and Daddy was like, okay. Like,
So she's keeping up
Yeah.
with you. She's
She is,
enjoying
'cause
it.
I'm not points racing. I've done that one time in 19 and I'll never do it again.
Why?
Dude,
Just cause?
Dude, I lost like 28 pounds that year. In
Stress.
a matter of like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, so
It's just too stressful. It
when you
takes
say
the
points-
fun away from it.
Points racing is like more of
The way you drive is different. Like, you got to be Mr. Nice Guy. Like, you can't piss anybody off. If you're faster than the guy in front of you and you can't get by,
Yeah, and
you
you're like,
literally
"Fuck
just
that, I
got to
wanna
finish
win."
there. Yeah, like, it super sucks.
fuck all that shit.
It sucks. Well, everybody seems to think I'm points racing this year because I don't know why. Like, I just
because your points are
I
good.
don't,
Or...
I don't want to be the guy that is everybody else over at Bowman Gray Stadium where they can't pass anybody. They get to them, they wreck them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that guy.
There's a
I'm
few-
tired of being that guy.
You're
I've
racing.
been that guy before.
You're racing.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
want
over
to. I
there.
want to try to race you and get by you. Like, the coolest thing I've done this year was this past weekend with another guy from King. I think he lives in Wanacove now. Kyle Southern.
Okay.
Me and him raced door to door for seven or 8 laps. I was on the outside. He was on the inside. Literally, like,
Just
we
right-
raced
right next to
side
each
by
other.
side on
Could see
around
each
a
other.
football field. Like, that's damn near impossible.
Yeah.
It don't happen over there.
Yeah.
And if it does, it don't happen nowhere near 7 laps.
Exactly like
It's
that.
like a lap or two, and then they either
someone falls
someone's
out.
like, yeah.
Or...
But we literally raced side by side.
I'm sure that's
for
pretty.
7 or 8
That's
laps.
pretty like intense too. You know.
Very-
Real time.
very
Because
intense.
one person fucks up
Yeah.
and you're both gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and,
was wild.
and there's a few that you could race side by side, and then there's a few you're like, okay,
I'm
just
beside
gonna-
this motherfucker. I need to back.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take the position. I'm just gonna fall back behind him, and then
Yeah.
I'll try to pass him.
I ain't trusting that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
No. But there's a few over there that you know you can race with, and you like
Yeah.
if your spotter tells you you like Kyle Southern, you got the 92 out your back. Well, okay, we're pretty good. We're
not
know
gonna
he
get
won't
wrecked
ever
right
wreck
here.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
Not on
try to
purpose.
race.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Something happens and it's a freak thing, but
Yeah.
Which there's
There's
been
there's a
incidents
few.
where he's got into us and we got into him, but at the end of the day, you're racing around a football field.
Yeah.
That's,
Y'all both have the intentions
right,
that are good.
Right.
yeah.
And if something happened, it was a very
Accidental.
minute.
Yeah,
fuck,
they
you know.
always go and talk to each other. They
Yeah,
may be
there's a
mad,
discussion.
but
Yeah.
but next Saturday they'll talk to each other and forget about it.
Yeah.
because he's a cool dude.
Well, it's good to kind of hear that too, because
Yeah.
that's NASCAR. There's a lot of sports that are aggressive, but NASCAR always seems to have, like, if there's not attitude in it, like in just racing cars in general,
Right.
if there's not attitude in it, then it's not racing.
Right.
Like, so it's good to hear that. Okay, well, even if people like have them spouts, you know, for the most part, they can figure it out,
Yeah.
work it out, and continue.
Yeah,
to
We've been
race.
racing there plenty long enough to
Yeah.
get that connection with people where we're gonna be pissed and they're gonna
Oh yeah, I
be
think
pissed.
everybody's going to be it's a lot of money.
But we can figure this thing out without holding a grudge or hating each
Exactly.
other
Oh,
for
yeah.
this long. You know,
And
'cause
that's good.
it's just life too short. Like, I used to not be that way. I used to, if I hated you, okay. That's your ass when I get back behind you. You know
I'll
what I mean?
wreck you tomorrow.
right. I mean that, but at the same time, like, more we've raced over there, and like I was saying, everybody thinks I'm points racing because I'm trying to not wreck everybody. Like, I literally want to race you. Like
Yeah.
if I can't race and get by you, then I don't want to get by you.
Exactly.
Like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I could have wrecked a guy and won the race, but literally I wrecked myself. I don't know how.
He really did.
I literally
you
have
wrecked yourself.
I have
Yeah.
no fucking clue. how I
Running
did it.
second.
Running second. I was faster than him, and
Yeah.
he knew I was. And
He knew that he wasn't gonna wreck him though,
right,
and
And so he just kind
he
of
literally just
he
kind of
kind of used it to his
Right,
advantage and
right.
came down off the corner just a little bit lower. I don't blame him. It's racing.
Yeah.
If I was
he
in
did
first,
his job, and I didn't do mine.
yeah.
Okay.
If I was him, I'd have done the exact same thing.
Yeah,
So he come down to kind of close the gap if you
yeah.
were
He
going
tried
to try to get around.
I wouldn't
it.
really say he was blocking. Because obviously he's the leader. He can run whatever line he wants.
Exactly.
It's his track.
It's his
Yeah.
racetrack, and I have to find a way around his racetrack.
Yeah.
And I had a run, and then I don't know, halfway down the backstretch, just somebody just turned left. Like I don't know. It just looped around right there, and I was
lost
mad about
traction.
it. Like I was mad enough to where I didn't even want to go tell him congratulations. Like, and that's like he's a really good person.
Not necessarily his fault.
Right,
Just the
right.
situation sucks.
It was just moral of the situation.
You don't want to tell anybody.
No,
Good
no.
luck, because you're
But
pissed.
he ended up pulling me in the trailer, and he was telling me about what his little girl said earlier in that week, and what I said to him earlier in the day. I walked by, and he just had shit luck all year,
Oh, really?
and he's like, "Bro, what did you do?" I was like, "Literally, I had to come to Jesus." I was like, "Jesus, what did I do so wrong to deserve all this?" And like, my man's like, "Give me a hot rod this year." And he said he took my words and went and prayed about it, and then he said it all played. It was
Turned
so
out.
weird how it worked, and then he gave me 2 beers, so I was good with it.
You got 2 beers out of. So Jesus said that was his race, and you got, and I'll give you 2 beers after. And that's,
We'll all be square.
we'll all be square.
So
That's
but it was just
really cool.
yeah, it just some of the people we race with, you
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, the racing environment. I know everybody says they hate that place. It's because if they wouldn't compact it in 16 weeks, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
But it's where they put 16 weeks of racing in 17 weeks, because I think we get the 4th of July break.
Yeah.
So they put it in 17 weeks, and
It's intense.
every weekend you got to work on the car. Make sure you're back out there by next weekend. It's intense, but also the environment around that place is like no other. Like whenever we went to the dirt
definitely. There's energy.
yeah.
There's
whenever
energy
we went
there.
to the dirt track, it may have been different because we're new. I'm sure for some of the people that's been going to the dirt track for years, it's easier for them, I would say. But whenever we went, it was kind of awkward because like we're like the new kid in school pretty much.
Yeah.
But
It's a
going to
new
Bowman
track.
Gray, it's like going to your grandma's dinner. You just feel comfortable. You
Yeah.
know what's going on and everything. The environment there is really nice.
So it was 51, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so why 51?
Kyle Busch.
Cowboys.
If you look at him, his trucks that he owns, he always runs.
Oh
51.
yeah,
Yeah.
You damn right. I forgot Kyle Busch races in like I don't know how many they have
Yeah.
different cars.
He'll race in
He
anything.
races trucks. He
Yep.
races. Didn't he race what are those motocross trucks? Like the
Trophy trucks?
Yeah.
trophy
yeah.
trucks.
Yeah.
Didn't he race those
He
too?
raced
That's my
rally
dream.
cars too.
Oh, that's your dream.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want a trophy truck. I want a trophy truck.
That seems fun.
Yes.
It seems fun.
yes.
Seems so fun.
I don't know if I drive like a grandpa, so it's like I'm the guy that's like driving too slow, but I'm driving real safe, and I ain't gonna piss you off because I'm like swerving or doing weird shit while I'm like driving. But I do drive slow. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'd do well in a race car. I most things that are 4 wheels I have a good time with though. I'm not a 2-wheel guy. Like if
I'm not either.
dirt bikes, I flip so many dirt bikes. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I'm not a 2-wheel person.
I like 4-wheelers and shit like that. Like I'm cool with all that.
Yeah.
But so how you gonna get to the trophy truck?
I don't know.
If that's your dream,
I don't know.
we got to
That
get there.
200,000
Yeah, I don't
you was
know.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
200,000,
Yeah,
Mr. Rich Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200,000.
Gotta get that 200K.
I need you to hit the lottery.
Yeah, right.
Someone. I watched a video. It was probably a really old one, but it was a Mr. Beast where he spent like 30. I think it was 30 grand on lottery tickets, and like $30 lottery tickets, and just scratched them all. and kept scratching. He lost 10 grand, I think. But it was still like he hit one where it was like, you have to go to the office to collect this. And so, because he didn't even scratch them, he was scratching the barcode off and scanning them because it was just going to be quicker. And then that one he ended up scratching. He's like, oh, okay, it's only 1,000. But still, like he bought that many fucking tickets and only got one ticket that was one of those big ones, the big amount of money, you know.
That's the thing. They always say it's like
money. 1
in 1.2 million odds or something of that winning the lottery. But if I win the lottery for 300 million, let's say I get to 200 million cash or whatever, can I take 1.2 million and go buy lottery tickets with it? Am I gonna hit it
Do it
again?
again?
Yeah. I've always thought about that.
See, that's greedy.
That's great.
Give this poor guy a fucking chance.
How about you buy me $102 million worth of lottery tickets? Oh shit. But so with you know, anything as far as the dirt track goes, how are y'all finding? Is that becoming a successful venture? Is that seems successful?
Pretty good. I mean, we went up to Bristol 2 years ago, and there was 62 cars in my class, and we made the top 24, and then finished 9th in the race. So
that's pretty good.
And there was some big money cars there.
Yeah.
And to take my little $10,000 race car up there and run with $100,000 race cars, I was pretty pleased with it.
That's pretty good.
You know
There was actually 12-year-olds racing with him.
Yeah.
Oh my
He was racing with 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, the cars they was getting
How do they think that's legal?
were like
What
brand
the fuck?
fucking new.
Running up, there's, what do you say he was running, 130?
Something like that.
140?
Holy
Something like
Yeah.
shit.
12 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really...
Did your dad let y'all do that?
Honestly,
130 and 12?
I don't think he would have, because it's really ridiculous. At 12 years old, I understand they may have like good thoughts and stuff and good mentality, but at 12-year-olds, your reaction time is not like it is.
They're being over pushed, and that's literally what happened. They ended up wrecking the field.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Wrecked a brand new
and
car.
Literally,
It was brand new cars.
Yeah.
Just because, I hate to say it, because mommy and daddy's got that
money.
money.
Daddy's money.
I mean, they could go buy 2 more and not even bat an eye. Me, I can't buy half of one.
yeah.
Like,
You race it though, my God.
I mean, I'm going to full send it, but I ain't. I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
And maybe if I did wreck one out, then that might be the end of it. But probably not, because my wife makes good money.
the wife makes the money.
Shout out to Tiffany.
That's right.
Tiffany wears the pants.
That's
This
right.
Well, she at least makes the wallet in this. Takes home the bread.
Yeah. She don't run nothing but the dishwasher and the vacuum.
Oh my God.
As long as she's consenting, that's all that matters.
She doesn't run those. I do.
She ain't a slave. So.
I
But,
was lying.
I was lying. So with I know you said you was kind of self-employed as far as that's concerned. Are you finding, other than the worker problem, or compared to I guess a city job is what you had last? So is the money a big difference, or are you flustered with kind of the whole running a business sort of thing?
I mean, I run a business on the side. I deliver produce first thing in the morning.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I
so
work 2
you've
jobs.
got 2 different things.
Yeah, I can't.
Damn.
I can't work one job.
No wonder.
Nah.
No one. So I kept asking y'all, what else do y'all do? And that's no wonder, because you're working 2 jobs and you're racing a damn car.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Work a full-time job.
So where's your second job? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So when you running produce, what is that, like for a company, or you running
it's for Vernon's Produce. They've been in business like 100 and some years.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like they're old. They're setting their.
Is it more of a grocery store sort of thing, or
Nah, we deliver. Well,
kind of restaurants?
kinda. They've got half their trucks that deliver to like Whole Foods and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
they deliver.
they
the
call
good
it Fresh
shit.
Market, and then they got mine that deliver to like tropical smoothies, bar tacos.
Oh, okay. So
stuff
you're going.
like that.
Yeah, it's going to restaurants.
We're going to restaurants.
That's kind of cool to know what where they're getting it from.
It'll
Is that a
let
good
you
thing?
know where to eat and where not to eat.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know who you deliver to?
Yes. I know who we deliver to and who not to go to eat. I mean,
well, I understand you cutting yourself there.
Yeah.
It's like, let's not start no bad blood.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Potential sponsors.
Right. No.
Ruin some potential sponsors.
They wouldn't even do that.
They wouldn't even do that.
Probably not. Probably not.
So with you, are you predominantly working on cars? Or you like? I know you said there's a lot kind of going in that shop, but
I'm right now predominantly working on wall murals, like
wall murals.
You see up in hotels and stuff. They just got
the
stuff
big kind of metal crazy shit.
No, it's like wallpaper, but it's got adhesive on the back.
Oh, okay.
But you can get whatever you want printed on it. Like, I was actually going to talk to you about this. What the heck was it? Our website. That's what it's called. Limitlesswalls.com.
Limitlesswalls.com.
You got millions of pictures to choose from. You can upload your own pictures, and you can put it on whatever size wall you got.
Seriously?
Yeah, it is.
That's
the
fucking
coolest
cool.
stuff ever.
So it's like an inside wall wrap sort of thing.
I need to try to get y'all one for y'all's little podcast room right here.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, dude.
Sure. Well, he
Whole
made
fucking room, man.
he made my mom and dad like a few years ago for Christmas. He made them this like real huge Panthers metal, like it's like the Panther. But like, but
It's a logo,
it was like metal and everything, and they have it hanging on their carport.
See, I'll just make
really
a whole
good.
bunch of shit in there.
It's all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome, though.
They got they're into shooting targets now.
Targets?
Yeah, they're doing shooting targets with the water jet and stuff, cutting them out of metal.
Yeah.
That stuff's cool. They're all the time out there shooting guns. They got ARs. My boss, he's got a Gold Desert Eagle.
That's what they do on break.
Yeah.
They shoot guns, and now we need targets. Shoot the guns.
They call it their R&D time.
R&D.
Research and
R&D.
development.
Research and development. Got to test the product, man. Got to test the product. Well, tell them I don't have no guns or nothing, but if they need to test some product on these walls, then that's fair. any sort of contribution will help. So I want to get into a little bit of the fun because we're about at the 2-hour mark. We'll shoot the shit a little more, but we're gonna do one of the fun the Amazon reviews. I think we should try to do. So I did this one other time, and if you go to Amazon and find a weird product, and some of these I did not find personally, but
Eddie sent them.
always go read the reviews. And what did you say?
I said Eddie sent them.
Eddie send them? Oh, you talk about. Okay, Eddie didn't send them. Now I haven't talked to Eddie in a long. I need to talk to him.
Hey, have some good reviews.
Amen. You might have some good reviews. Not Eddie. Not Eddie. Amazon. You got me on Eddie now. Amazon. Okay, so always go read the comments. Always go read the reviews. And the reason why is because you never know what you're going to stumble upon. So, like, if you're just looking at something and it's only if it's the most random fucking thing you could ever think of, like, and you just found it on Amazon, and that's the reason why. And so the last time we did this was with Lucas Fowler. So I don't know if y'all know who Lucas Fowler is. He's a guitar player. He's one of the most awesome guitar techs. YouTuber. He's got a pretty good following on YouTube. He's a gear reviewer guy. He does all sorts of shit. Right now he's getting into collecting video games. Some of his posts, man, like just of video games he's gotten, all this retro shit, old Pokemon stuff. He's doing it for his kids. So his kids got like a corner in the studio.
That's cool.
Where she's playing with all that old stuff we used to play with.
And even bought like a CRT TV, because like if you play like old PlayStation or Nintendo games on one of those newer TVs, they don't look very good. They're not built to handle.
They're not built to do that.
Yeah.
So he got an old school TV and got a cart rack and Nintendos, all grades of shit. And so while he's editing videos or needing to shoot something or whatever, she's over there just
that's awesome,
experiencing what we got to experience. So anyways, so the point I'm trying to make is I did this with with Lucas, and Nick requested it to happen again because
it was hilarious.
Some of the shit's funny, man. So I think the last time we had the gummy bears, have y'all ever experienced sugar-free gummy bears? Since I'm on keto, I understand this, but y'all don't. Okay, so there's this thing that called sugar alcohol that is a sweetener, but it's like a false sweetener. The thing is, if you have too much of it, it turns into a laxative. So there was these people getting these big ass bags of gummy bears, sugar-free gummy bears, thinking nothing about it on Amazon, eating the whole fucking bag and then shitting for 2 days. It's shit like that. But it's like, that's how they figuring it out. Like, so with me being on keto, you eat a lot of cheese and shit like that. Sugar alcohols are good. You can actually like remove carbs with fiber and sugar alcohols. So that's kind of part of the keto thing. But like, these people were making some of the most funny comments I've ever seen on a product. You know, but it's just random shit. Like, it's the most random thing something you wouldn't, which I don't know, you could probably find sugar-free gummy bears in the store. Anyways, we'll just get to a couple of them. I don't want to reveal any massive ones yet. Let's do this one. So this was a 72 pack of kazoos that you could just, for no fucking reason. But anyway, so this was a verified purchase. And this was back in 2016, so this is one I did not find myself. But it says, they're crap, but it's quantity over quality. Pass them around at a protest against the Westboro Baptist Church and drown them out. Not the loudest on their own, but when you've got 70 old cranky queers kazooing in unison. Oh, God. So, anyway, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when you find this stuff, it's hard to find the product that these people are going to meme on. But when they do, God, it's fucking hilarious.
I'll see them on Facebook every now and then.
They're
hilarious.
God,
yes.
They're so good. This one, this one was one of my favorites. It's a product. It's a book. It's called 50 Ways to Eat Cock. Healthy recipe. It's healthy chicken recipes. Is what it is. So I kid you not. I got a picture of this. This one, 50 Ways to Eat Cock. And this was a verified purchase. My brother is a huge cock enthusiast, so I bought him this book for Christmas. He was extremely impressed by the book. It was thicker than he expected, and he seems to really like to take it all. So yeah, that's a thing on Amazon. Where's this one? This one I think got mixed up. Oh, this was the M&Ms. So this was actually a simple product, and I didn't actually get the picture of it, but I got the picture of the. We'll do that one last because that one's a big story. This isn't just an inflatable mattress. This is a simple kind of, everybody's used an inflatable mattress. And this guy gave it a 1 star. A lot of these people give them 5 stars so it don't affect anything. This guy gave it a 1 star and says, beds should look like beds. The comment was, I ordered this when I was drunk because I thought it was a giant ice cream sandwich. It's not. It's a bed. Not the $150 ice cream sandwich I wanted. So good.
Oh my
So
God.
good. So good.
Oh my god.
So good. Let's
Ice
see.
cream sandwich I wanted.
Not the giant $150 ice cream sandwich I wanted. And this one I loved a lot. This was another one I didn't find, but it was the product is called WMA Blue Amazon Kindle Waterproof Case for Protective Bagging Pouch. So that's the whole thing.
Lord.
It's basically a waterproof pouch you put your Kindle in.
Right.
That's the idea. It's like if you wanted to read on the beach or read at the pool or whatever. But anyways, the comment was, got this for my mother-in-law for bath time. Hoping that it was crap and her Kindle would slip into the bath and electrocute her. That's why I can't read it. So far, this bloody thing is staying in one piece. Great for waterproofing Kindles. Crap for murder.
Crap for murder.
But it's just like a bag. That's basically what it is.
Jesus
it's just a bag you
Christ.
put your Kindle in. But this one I found a story. So some of these guys get way too invested in this. And this is a story. So it's just a basic bag of M&Ms. That's all it is. So it starts off, whenever I get a package of plain M&Ms, and this was a 5-star, it just says the one. When I ever get a package of plain M&Ms, I make it my duty to continue the strength and the robustness of the candy as specified. To this end, I hold M&M duels, taking one candy between my thumb and forefinger, or taking two candies between my thumb and forefinger, and applying pressure, squeezing them together until one of them cracks and splinters. That is the loser, and I eat the inferior one immediately. The winner gets to go on to another round. I found that in general, the brown and red M&Ms are tougher, and the newer blue ones are genetically inferior. I have hypothesized that the blue M&Ms are a race that cannot survive long in this intense theater of competition that is the modern candy and snack food world. Occasionally, I will get a mutated candy. When this happens, it's either misshapen or pointier or flatter than the rest. And then the next one, almost invariably, this proves the weakness, but on very rare occasions, it gives the candy extra strength. In this way, the species continues to adapt into its environment. When I reach the end of the pack, I'm left with one M&M, the strongest of the herd. Since it would make no sense to eat this one at all, I pack it neatly in an envelope and send it to M&M Mars, a division of Mars Incorporated, Hacktown, New Jersey, 17840-1503 USA. Remember that podcast if y'all want to know where to send mail to Mars. I guess Mars Incorporated. Anyways, along with a 3.5-inch card reading, please use this M&M for breeding purposes. This week they wrote back with a thank you message and sent me a coupon for a free 56-ounce bag of plain M&Ms. I consider this grant money, and I have set aside this weekend for the grant tournament. From a field of hundreds, we will discover the true champion. There can only be one. So evidently, brown and red M&Ms, but like that guy was fully invested,
They're not like
fully invested in that story.
Character limit to your reviews on Amazon.
No, as long as you're doing like there's a brief comment you can put that shows up with the actual stars. So like it'll be like a sentence that you've coined that you want to kind of be associated with it.
Like
so if
the subject, pretty much.
Yeah, so if someone's like rolling through it quick and not really reading them, but if you find those gold mines, God, they're so fucking funny. They're so funny. But yeah, so that was Amazon review time.
I could only imagine the amount of time people take to actually.
That's why I told
sit
him, I
down.
was like, I don't know if that's something I can do every week because it's just hard to find the good ones.
Yeah.
But
Definitely giving me an idea.
When you do, man, it's giving me a raging idea.
It's giving me a raging.
But when you do, oh my God, it's so much fun. What's even better is I tried to leave one time and I just was not as creative as all the other people. So I'm just going to leave that to the writers
I
and
don't
I'm
know
going to
how
enjoy
they do
it.
it.
They're just meme lords, man.
Yes.
That's. I bet Cody could do it.
Oh yeah,
I bet Cody could fucking kill it.
Cody would kill that shit.
He's a story man. He was telling us on the last pod. Nick was a little sick during this podcast, but he wrote a story called Greg and the Story of Nothing, and he was bored at school. That's what it was, and it's a pointless story. It means nothing, but if you read it, it's written out in an epic. So it's kind of like a big poem, sort of like that's how it reads.
Dang.
But it's a good story. I told him, I was like, you need to publish that because it's just stupid. It's ridiculous. But the point of the story is it's Greg and the Story of Nothing. So it's one of those kind of fun reads.
I never had a mind like that could think of stuff like that.
Writing like and see with him, like I've always tried to write songs. Like I can write music, but like this dude can write lyrics. Like I can't do that. I've tried. If I'm really pissed off, yeah. Like I'll write some really shitty stuff and then I'll put it in a folder and never think about it ever again. There's probably some good music there. I'm just saying, like, nobody's ever going to see it.
Right.
But like just writing in general is a whole art that I can't do, even if it's for the funny. Like I just can't do it. So kudos to you people who leave Amazon reviews. Kudos to you. I think we did, the other big story was the one with the big, TV. It was that like $11 million TV or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it was talking, God, ridiculous. Like it's probably bigger than a house. Like it's fucking stupid. Yeah. I don't know where anybody would put that shit. Like,
or how they ship it.
But of course that created a whole big thing for funny memes, you know.
Why would you need that?
How can you even offer that? Like, what if someone ordered that today? Who ships that?
Yeah.
Like a helicopter? Like what the fuck?
My thing is, how does Amazon, like...
Where do you keep it?
Yeah.
Like, where do you keep it?
It's like a secret
I don't know.
stash that Jeff Bezos has, like, just somewhere.
It doesn't ever say out of stock, so they must just have a bunch of them sitting
He's just got
somewhere.
That's why I was trying to think how
He got some
Amazon
random
works.
warehouse in like Tijuana that's like just got these TVs in it, and there's nothing else.
Just those TVs. I know just from gaining a little bit of experience in the reselling world that like just about anybody can sell on Amazon. So like you work up like a credential to where they kind of trust you. So like I think like if you wanted to like become a seller for Amazon, you would just like I think get into books first. I think that's how they do it. So it's like you find and send them books basically. So you've got the product, it gets, you know, you make the listing for them and then you mail it to Amazon and they distribute your product. Yeah, so it could be like used books or brand new books, textbooks, you know, a bunch of shit like that. And then once they know that you've got like these good credentials, then they'll like start letting you sell other shit. So electronics or anything like that. So I don't know with those TVs. I don't know if that's like a distributor. I have the feeling that Mars is like for those M&Ms. Mars is probably sending Amazon. I don't feel like someone like an outlier is distributing those candies to them. That's probably coming straight from the company. But just with like random shit like that, like TVs.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Maybe Samsung. Maybe Samsung would do something like that. I don't know. They just hold on to the TVs until someone buys the coffin. At least we know the coffins are specially made.
I do know this.
They're specially made.
I do know this. Excuse me. If you order some stuff on Amazon, it says it comes from like this company or whatever or whoever. Like, and I saw something on Amazon today. It said I was scrolling through and it said it's small business underneath the product or whatever, and I clicked on it and it actually said what business it came from and where it was coming from.
Okay. So
I
at
ain't
least
never
you know.
seen I ain't never seen it say small business on it.
Just depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get into reselling. I haven't messed with Amazon. I kind of researched it because I was like wanted to know what it was about, but I'm mostly doing shit on eBay now.
eBay's where it's at.
Yeah.
On eBay.
eBay is one of those places that you go when you don't know where else to find it.
Yeah.
Like if you've checked Amazon, then it's eBay time, you know, because that's what everybody will say. I bet you can find it on Amazon. I bet you can find it on Amazon. There's some shit you just can't find on Amazon.
Yeah.
And eBay typically has a listing for it somewhere. Now,
Especially parts and stuff. Honestly, parts for our
eBay
cars
Auto.
and stuff. Yeah.
Do y'all use eBay a lot?
No.
Or not really?
I do for some race car stuff.
You do?
Like for like little bitty used stuff like
Get something kind of quickish or something?
yeah, like a cup holder or radio holder that we need or spacers. You can even get carburetors. You can get cars
I've
off
heard
of there.
of people like buying tires on eBay
Yeah.
and shit. Like, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I'm just know people do it. I follow some guys on. So I like cars in general. I wouldn't say like I'm like I guess a race car guy, but I like hoopties and bullshit most of the time. But I've seen people like straight up order engines off of eBay. Just found the right person, and now it's all freight, like it's all like on a big pallet and packaged and shipped that way. But
now that you're talking about eBay, I'm pretty sure we sold the first water jet at our work off eBay, and they had this big.
I bet that thing was huge.
Yeah, they had this big rigging company come in, and honestly, the forklift was probably about as big as this room. Just the body part, and then the forks were bigger than this room too.
Yeah, you just pay someone to freight ship it.
Huge.
Yeah, I
don't know how much it costs to ship it, but I could only imagine.
Shipping's stupid now. I will say that shipping is stupid. If it tells you anything, like just to ship a stuffed animal sometimes is upwards of $5. I'm just like, really? Like, yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, we ship boxes every day, 9 pounds. They're actually 47 inches tall, 5 inches wide, and 5 inches wide. Yeah. And it's usually about $25 to $30 to ship it.
To ship with and one box. Don't feel like it would be that big of a deal, but
and we ship about anywhere from 60 to 70 a day. Yeah,
that adds up.
And
just in shipping.
We got bigger boxes too that are about $40 to $50.
40? Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I don't deal with big shit. If you deal with big shit, you're gonna be paying something and shipping, right? There's some and Facebook Marketplace is a thing now too. Sometimes you can find shit locally.
That's where it's at.
Yeah,
I love
y'all
Facebook
do that
Marketplace.
Okay,
yes.
So do y'all do everything or like the cars? Like if you find car parts that way,
all kinds of shit up there.
All shit. Anything.
Facebook Marketplace.
If it's a deal, then
I get too many scammers on Marketplace.
Really?
Like like anytime I've tried to put a guitar. That's why I've got a guitar for sale right now, but
which one?
The Acoustasonic.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot you were selling that.
Facebook I put it for sale in our Gear Trader page that me and Blakely are a part of, but Facebook keeps asking me, "Do you want to put this in Marketplace?" I'm like,
"Fuck that,
no."
Don't put a guitar on Marketplace.
Or somebody will message me like, and I'm selling it for like $1,500, and I'm like willing to negotiate price, I guess, but like somebody come, bro, $500.
Yeah,
I'll give you $500 for it. Like, fuck you.
It's not what you think it is.
Like,
it's not what you think it is. But no, we're like, do y'all find like communities like that? Because we've found that Gear Trader page, and it has helped tremendously. Yeah, because the musicians used to do everything through Craigslist, like just everything, and that is so sketchy.
Yeah, it
is so sketchy. And people would just leave you high and dry and shit, and like you're there, wasted half the day getting somewhere or whatever. But when we found that gear page, like, and now we're over 3,000 or 4,000 people.
I think it's more than that.
Probably more than that now.
Yeah.
But it's just, and I don't think William had any idea it was going to get that big. But there was just so many people looking for a community to trade and sell and do shit in.
8,000.
So they just made the page.
Holy cow.
8,000.
8,000 people.
So there's some people in Virginia, like up at the Virginia line, and some people in South Carolina. There's even a couple of like William's friends that he's traded with over the years, like in Florida, that are a part of the group. But they're willing to like ship and stuff and wheel and deal with
you get to trusting people in the group and stuff.
So that group of people, just about anything you're getting from that group of people is they're telling you the honest truth. Like, they're telling you what it is, and if you were to get there and it's not what you expect, nobody's gonna be pissed off if you turn around and go home. Right. Like some people are pissed off if you are here, man. Like just fucking buy it. And I'm like, no, it's shitty
here and there. But I mean, if
there's some people that don't know
if their name, but if their name gets out that they're a bad apple, they get canned.
Yeah, they typically admins are really good on in there. But it's one of those things that it just helped tremendously trying to find equipment or even knowledge. Just to have that many people that can respond to you just like that.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any communities like that or like?
I'm in a few racing pages where it's nothing but race parts, racing stuff, all kinds of stuff for sale. People trading stuff all the time, like
so everybody's doing it, Nick. Everybody's doing it.
It's literally everything in a race car you can put in that group and sell it.
And there's probably someone waiting.
Somebody is.
People even put their trucks that they pull their race cars with in the page and sell them.
Well, I guess you've got to think about that. You got to pull something, I just thought about that as far as the races that y'all do. How much just in gas does it take to pull that car there and then run the track and then pull it home?
You got a big truck and trailer. Probably.
Don't want to think about it, do you?
If I had to guess, it's probably 50 a weekend.
50
just
a
to get
weekend.
it there and home. That ain't even counting the car.
But I'm talking the car too, like adding in the car, like what you run in there.
I get 10 gallons a weekend, so $120, 170, almost $200.
So 200. Holy shit! Just in a weekend, and just gas.
Yeah.
That's not even.
Then you got to get your pit pass.
And drinks,
Yeah.
Yep.
ice.
Yeah.
I mean, it just. The more I get to think about it, the more I want
More sponsors.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, that's exactly
Hit us
right.
up. We got a winner over here. We got 2 winners over here.
Maybe
Okay, so who's going to win first?
Probably him.
And then who's going to win second?
If the Disarrangement, if we ever start making money, maybe we can be a
There you
sponsor
go.
for you.
That would be badass.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
If y'all,
Yeah.
I already told people, I was like, I think it was in the last podcast. I was thinking about doing. We play fantasy football every year, so I don't know if y'all like football, but I thought about doing like a Disarrangement only fantasy league, and nobody has responded. Nobody is went and done it, and it's fine if y'all don't want
I
it. It's
can't
fine.
understand that fantasy
It's
stuff.
hard
Fantasy
as hell.
football?
I've tried.
Really?
I've tried. I can't.
It's hard. I still do it,
Yeah.
but I suck.
So okay. So as far as football teams, do y'all have like a favorite, or y'all
Kansas City.
Kansas City, KC? Okay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, interesting.
I think
They got
he's
Super
like
Bowl winners.
Well, I think he's like
a
a Tom Brady
Brady's fan.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah,
My nephew's like that. So
I'm not a specific team.
he was a Patriots fan, and now he's.
I'm not.
I think you're more like college, right? You like Alabama.
Yeah, I'm not a
you
specific
like more
team
college.
fan, but I like the people who are good. Like I like Patrick Mahomes. I like
Yeah.
Tom
Well,
Brady.
yeah, I enjoy
like,
watching. I don't enjoy watching Tom Brady. Honestly,
Yeah.
I do enjoy watching Patrick Mahomes, but Tom Brady is just one of those players that it's like there's nothing fun that comes out of it other than winning. If if you want to win, yeah, like Tom Brady, but there's nothing about the game that was like gorgeous or anything. It's not like it.
I love those fourth
doesn't-
quarter comebacks.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that, but it's not like he's doing this big, crazy, stupid play that
Yeah.
wins the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
always
like-
someone else doing it.
Or like,
And-
it's prime example is like Super Bowl 51. You know, the whole 28-3
Yeah.
Super Bowl or whatever. But like the one play that people remember a lot is the one where Julian Edelman caught it like a half an inch from the ground. You know, and it was actually tipped at first. It was almost intercepted. It got tipped, and then Julian Edelman just ended up. It just landed in his hands and almost
Just
hit
got
the ground.
stupid lucky.
It's like, and that's how I don't get people that think it's all scripted. You can't script that. Like,
No,
that's just,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Julian Edelman just happened to be there at the perfect time,
Yeah.
and he's a small guy anyway. So
Yeah.
if someone was going to do it, it was going to be him.
yeah, but it's like Tom Brady almost fucked that play up.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
That's kind of why I've never been a huge fan of Tom. Also, the first time we got to the Super Bowl, Tom was there.
yeah, that's where
So-
my hatred of
Yeah.
like the Patriots started. You know,
It's
that Super
it's
Bowl,
not
but,
it's
But also
not really
too, I was
Tom's
a kid,
fault.
and like Janet Jackson's boob came out in that halftime show. You know, so that was the halftime show.
Shoe.
That was the halftime show where Justin Timberlake, like, the wardrobe malfunction happened with Janet Jackson. You know,
I remember.
but that was the.
I didn't know that was the same game,
was
but
the
now
Panthers Super Bowl, yeah.
now knowing that,
Yeah.
did either of y'all remember that?
I don't remember that.
I remember it.
You would have been young.
I still remember.
So yeah, it was. I don't know if that. I think that was done on purpose, man. I truly
probably.
think it was
Probably.
on purpose.
Gotta get
So
views.
Justin reached over her chest, like over here, and was supposed to remove something.
Well, he removed the whole thing.
He removed the
he
whole
removed
thing.
something, all right.
And you just saw like basically tit. That's basically what you.
But she had like a gold star.
That's
over her
why I
nipple.
thought it was.
It was script.
That's
Yeah.
when I saw the gold star. I was like,
You didn't see the
They-
areola or the nipple.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just saw.
Like,
but
they
you,
ruined
You
it.
definitely saw it move.
Yeah.
Like it came out. Like, I've got a tape with that game somewhere. I just got to find it. But yeah, that was still a good game. I mean,
yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
Steve Smith was still stupid good.
I wish the Panthers would have never got rid of him.
Yeah. Well, and I think I think they had to.
Yeah.
They were treating him like shit, so
Yeah.
they kind of. It was one of them things where it's like you got to make a decision. So
Kinda
if
like
you're going to
Tom
keep
Brady.
treating him like shit, you got to let him. You got to let him go somewhere and succeed.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
kind of like Brady leaving New England. They
Yeah.
wasn't treating him well, and he didn't feel like they was, so he just left.
Yeah, and I think Tom's one of those guys that really, once he figured out how the game's played, he definitely wanted to make his own calls. He wanted to play. He wanted to play chess.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to there.
Yeah, not with Bill Belichick.
There's
no.
no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like trying to go to the Cowboys and trying to make the calls.
Yeah,
Not gonna
It's
happen
not.
with Jerry
not with old
Jones.
Jerry up there.
No, Jerry.
But see, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a head coach, but like, is he really the head coach?
At this point, no.
No,
At
you
this
know,
point,
I mean,
no. I mean, even Tom Brady was able to get Bruce Arians to say, "I'm not going to play my playbook," and that is stupid.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Bruce Arians, like, he's spent his whole life creating this playbook that is supposed to be ungodly awesome and
But-
everything. And
That's why I like.
Tom Brady's just like, no, just play action. Play action.
That's
Like,
what I like about Tom Brady is he can just go out there and wing it and win Super Bowls.
win games, yeah.
That's why I like him.
So were you always a Casey fan, or was it Patrick? Patrick.
Yeah, well,
He's stupid good, man.
I mean, yeah, I've always been a Cowboys fan, but I just got tired of fucking losing.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, I was
So we
initially a
started-
Bears fan.
so we started
and then I
going
became a
through.
Panthers fan, and I'm still fucking
And you're
losing.
still losing.
Still fucking losing.
Hey, I think
So-
this year's gonna turn around. I really hope Baker does something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
looking good. for the
especially
Panthers.
because
It's looking good.
what's his face was with him. Who was with him? Really good. Was it Beckham?
McCaffrey?
No, Beckham. Wasn't he
Odell
with him
Beckham
at,
Jr..
yeah, he was with him at the Browns and they couldn't do anything. I hope since Odell Beckham and they say he did something, I hope that Baker can leave and go do something.
See, here's what's really
I
pissing
think
me
he
off.
will. I think he will. I think he'll do better with
Here's
us.
what's pissing me off about like how the media is spinning it. Anyways,
Yeah, I
like
saw
they're-
you getting pissed off.
they're trying to say that there's going to be a quarterback competition between Baker and Sam Darnold, and I'm like, that makes no sense to me. Why would you even get Baker in the first place if you trying to have a competition?
If there's a competition, there's gonna be Baker's gonna win it. It's just I think they're really on fucking putting down Baker right now. That's just the thing, because like the Browns started some shit. That's what happened. The Browns started some shit, and Baker's continuing it and not letting anybody forget about it. And I think that's why the media's acting the way they are.
yeah, and the media's like,
And Baker's like, nah, I don't give a shit. They were terrible to me.
we
They were
play
disrespecting
we
me.
play Cleveland week 1. You think anybody in their right mind thinks that Sam Darnold is going to start that game?
I don't think he should. If you want ratings,
Yeah,
you
I'm
better
about to
let
say,
Baker
if you
play.
want
Baker
ratings, Baker
knows
Mayfield is
them.
going to start
He
that
knows
fucking
them.
game.
Why would he not start that game?
Like,
Yeah, you would
He
need.
plays them in practice.
He knows their defense. Like,
maybe if the Panthers didn't trade up to draft a quarterback this year, the quarterback competition narrative would make a little bit more sense. But they traded up for a quarterback too, so they didn't have to get Baker if they didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know.
well, we were
Like-
trying to get Baker during the draft,
Yeah.
and Cleveland wouldn't budge. So we was like, fuck it, we'll go draft somebody. That's what we did.
I hope that the Panthers can actually do something. Just
It's
because
looking good.
they're a
Me too.
hometown
The,
team. and
the defense
everything.
looks good. The offensive line has been fixed. Like on paper, it looks nice, but we don't know how they'll collectively work together.
That's the biggest thing is
yeah.
if they can work together.
And if Christian can stay healthy,
Yeah.
Christian can stay healthy.
If they
I
don't
think we're
use
good.
him 47 times out of 50 plays,
That's
Yeah.
another damn player. Like
I mean,
he's
but
good.
what else
Don't get
did
me
they
wrong.
have?
they
This
had
is
no
true.
choice.
I
You're
mean,
absolutely right. there was no choice.
Where are you gonna go?
You got to
Yeah.
give someone's got to get the ball to DJ if you're not
Yeah.
going to give it to Christian.
My man
And
in
we
the
didn't.
tower is paying you how many millions? I mean, you better make the call that you know is going to work versus
Yeah.
the call that
That's me and Nick
Fucker might catch it, and he might not.
me and Nick have had those conversations where it's, like Nick's just like, he just keeps running Christian up the middle. Why does he keep doing that? And then looking at it back now, it's like, no, like trusting Kyle Allen to airball that, it was not a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
That was his option.
Yeah.
That was the option. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, like on certain plays, letting Kyle play was not a bad thing. But like when it came to like, it's either get this first down or get this touchdown, you trust the ball with Christian. You got to.
Yeah.
It's that or punt it.
That or punt it. Yeah.
I mean,
so
first and 5, what are you going to do? Give it to McCaffrey, you're going to punt it.
how do you feel about Tyreek Hill's
Man,
movement? Is that you think that's going to hurt Casey?
The only thing, no.
You don't think it will?
No.
Okay.
No.
Travis Kelce's still there, man.
Yeah. There's way too many options right there. Like, I understand why they done it, because if you pay attention to the last little bit of the season last year, like Tyreek took off, I think it was like 4 weeks, and then like the last couple of games,
he was stupid.
Like the last couple of games, he was favoring this heel injury. This heel injury just kept popping up.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, the dude is fucking fast.
Oh,
He's
yes.
super
Like,
Good Lord, he's fast.
like if he had a cape, yes, he would be super fast.
He'd be super fast.
like my man has wheels like no other, and that was our go-to when we needed a deep ball, because no matter who you put on him, they can't catch him.
What do you think?
I don't
Because
care.
McCole Hardman's pretty fucking quick too.
He's pretty
Do you
quick.
think he'll be that man, or
I don't know, because if he gets in a jam, he still finds Kelsey.
yeah?
It doesn't
Kelsey
matter.
seems
Like,
to be the
that
the
dude
primary
is just
offense.
but he is just
stout motherfucker.
yes,
Stout motherfucker.
Like I would hate but he's so. The thing that kills me is he runs so fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen?
So does
It's-
Patrick.
it's
Have
weird.
you ever seen
Patrick-
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
does
Patrick
But
that?
kinda
Patrick, like
skips.
it's like when Patrick's walking. He's
Yeah.
like walking.
Have you
with
ever
his-
seen him walk crooked?
Yeah, he's
like,
like, yeah,
bro,
exactly.
stand up.
He's like walking.
Stand up.
It's almost like he's about to go golfing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
You
seems
made
like.
$46 million. You can't stand up. Like, fix yourself. But he's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's the reason
he
I
pulls
like
off
him, is
stupid
because
shit.
in situations where Brady would be sacked, my man's still trying to make shit happen.
Patrick figures
Like,
it out. I don't know.
It
how
doesn't
he
make
does it.
sense.
He scrambles.
Yeah. Well,
He
I
is
mean,
a-
it's not even
that's what I like.
scrambling. Like
He's
it's
running.
it's like he started doing this shit like even before I saw like Russell Wilson doing
Yeah.
this shit. Like where I was just like watching him going like that play should have been dead a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He somehow
Yeah.
extended it this far
Yeah.
and he's got no fucking O-line.
Right.
And somehow like I feel like they would had, you know, two under their belt with Patrick if it wasn't for an O-line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like being the issue.
Yeah.
But
We ain't had one in them.
y'all got some of ours.
Yeah.
Y'all got some of our dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. They're paying Patrick a lot of money, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know how they're
can't
gonna
fork
figure
it
that
out anywhere else.
Do you think Clyde Edwards is worth it? He looked good at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of the year, I was like,
just got
they
sour.
figured him out.
Yeah.
They figured him out.
Yeah, that's my thing. It
think-
just kind of. They're like, oh,
That was Patrick's dude too.
Yeah.
Patrick said, "Draft that motherfucker."
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing, though. The first year he was there, he was so fucking bad because they didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have a clue what the fuck he was going to do. He didn't even know what the hell he was going to do.
yeah.
And now they're like, okay, so if we rush him here, we know he's going to scramble over here. And that I feel like that's
That
where they're at
O-line
with him. But
is just
our O-line sucks so
bad.
bad, they know it sucks.
Yeah. They're aware.
Obvious.
They're aware.
Obvious, bro.
So with fantasy football, when you say you still play it but you don't understand it, are there things that you don't understand, or you just kind of like draft your favorite people? And
I just draft my favorite players.
yeah, just
suck.
let it happen.
Yeah,
Just
see what
let her
happens.
Set it
Hey,
on.
sometimes that works, man. You know?
Yeah, oh, that's,
Sometimes.
we
but-
played when we played the first year. When he got me into it, Corey literally, our drummer, he literally set it and forgot it. Like he didn't pull anybody else in their bye weeks or anything. He just left it alone. And I'll be damned if he didn't win the league.
He beat me in the championship game.
Fucking won the league.
Damn.
Yeah. And he didn't change a person out all year. If they were injured, they still played. Like he still left them in there. And I think his quarterback was Matt Ryan, too. Like, I have no idea how he did it.
What?
Yeah. Which, Matt Ryan's not bad,
No,
but it's still,
he's
like,
not-
he didn't have,
right.
like, all these crazy, stupid
Right.
players. He just,
Had the consistent
he
one.
got lucky. He got lucky.
Sometimes you get like hot and cold players in fantasy too. You know?
And I'm over here like reading people week to week. I'm going,
Yeah.
this guy was injured. He might play this game. I want to go pick him up. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm like really thinking about it.
We all think about the Rams.
The Rams. Well, I like Matt Stafford.
I do too.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm glad
I'm a
he
big
did what they
Matt
did.
Stafford fan.
They beat Tampa Bay and them, but
Yeah.
I'm glad he won.
Yeah, I feel like Matt deserved it, and I feel like Matt played for that. This year.
My man was good.
He's just that he's one of those guys that like I feel like he always gives it his all. So it's one of those things where it's like he kind of deserved it at some point.
Yeah.
To get that Lombardi. I just don't. I don't know. I other than that, I'm really not a huge Rams fan. You know, like I
don't know if
typically I'm just
anybody
like,
is
can
a
you do
Rams
bad?
fan.
Can
Yeah.
you please do bad this game? Like because
Right.
typically the Panthers are playing them or something like that. Like
Like in
when I'm watching
the
a Rams
NFC
game.
Championship game this past year, they played it in L.A. Well, they played, and the Super Bowl was in L.A. too.
Yeah.
And but they played San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, and I swear to God, the whole stadium was red.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see any Rams fans in there in their home stadium.
in their home stadium. Well, that's what happens to the Chargers too, man.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers, I think the Chargers have the least amount of fans. Like
Probably.
you want to talk about like people showing up to a game.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. And the Chargers are typically pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't think a lot. I think they had a good fan base in San Diego, but I think once they decided to move to LA, people were pretty upset.
why is
about
everybody moving to LA? Fuck that shit.
that. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Nick scored with our tickets that year. Or your dad got them for us.
Oh yeah,
That year
he
that
was telling
Cam
me about that.
Came back.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me
I'm
about
not a-
that.
I'm
Where
not a
y'all
huge-
like your dad won tickets or something.
No, I
and
think they were selling them at work for like pretty cheap, or his work.
they were selling them. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Cam fan. He bought them like a year in advance, and then come to find out that was
Yeah,
the
we just
first
happened to go to
home
the game that came back.
It just
in.
happened.
He played
That
good in that game. We
place
still
was
lost.
packed.
But
Yeah,
Well, it was
I'm
a-
not a big Cam fan.
it was a
No,
huge
no.
difference because like
That's why I don't know.
He
but,
loves Cam. But
yeah, I love Cam. But like a couple weeks before that, I went to them. They played the Patriots a couple weeks before that, and like that whole stadium was filled with Patriots fans. Like, I mean, like, and we lost terribly. But then a couple weeks later, when Cam came back, he gave the team like a little bit of a spark, even though the season still didn't end well. So there was way more Panthers fans there. It's just you got to have a. That's why I'm saying Baker has to start week 1. I mean, like.
You got to bring that high energy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you put Sam Darnold out
Sam's
there.
a good. I've said this before. Sam's a good athlete. He's just not a good leader. So he needs to be like a tight end or some shit.
I could
he needs
see
to
that.
get bulky.
I just
do
think,
something
I
different.
think Sam Darnold is a decent backup quarterback. Like I think
He's average.
yeah, like I don't see. There's nothing.
I do think he did better than Teddy did for us, in my opinion. But that was because I was seeing a man play where like Teddy really like after Teddy's injury, like that dude was fucking scared.
They both
He
pissed
was-
me off. I don't
He,
know.
Teddy was absolutely scared to play ball behind that O line. Like he just you could tell like he was just kind of putting the ball down. He was,
But would you stand behind that O line?
I wouldn't have. I'd fuck no. but that's what I'm saying. Like at the beginning of the year, Teddy was like jumping the O line and like doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then when he got hurt and realized he could lose that leg again, he was like, "It's life. I choose life."
Which that is one reason I do like Tom Brady. I've never seen him hurt.
He don't.
He got hurt one season.
Yeah.
he got hurt
he
one
don't get hurt
season,
much.
and Matt Castle took over, and they missed the playoffs. Though I think they came pretty close, but that was like the only Tom Brady's.
Yeah.
And that was like a big injury. That was like an ACL tear.
Yeah, but like 1 year in 23,
Tom-
22.
Tom don't hold the ball long.
Yeah.
Like he knows if he knows on certain plays when he can hold the ball long.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
for the most part, he's quick to get it out.
Yes.
Man. Like even if it's 3 yards. Like
He's
3
45
yards,
years
bro.
old, but he's probably still one of the quickest, like from the hip to the ball releasing quarterbacks out there.
Honestly, if you want to win the game, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, fun football, like what I want to see has never been Tom.
Yeah.
It's very boring to watch
Patrick
that guy play.
Patrick Mahomes throwing it like diagonally across the field with his eyes
Now, like,
closed.
seeing like, but like seeing like Tom throw it to like Mike Evans and then Mike Evans like trample 10 guys, like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like I love that shit. But when it comes to like just watching him throw the ball and it goes down, I'm just like, it's another 3
I
yards.
like the Tom Brady and
Another
Gronkowski
3 yards.
duo.
Yeah, and Gronk can.
That's like
Gronk's probably the worst annihilator. Like he will fucking wreck people.
Yes.
Like, he'll
It's
chop
like the
people's heads
Patrick
off.
Mahomes and the Kelsey duo. Them two remind me of each other.
Yeah.
They just click so well together.
Just
if they
listening
ain't got
to Gronk.
nobody to throw it to, they're throwing it to that person.
Just
every
listening to
time.
Gronk talk about it, he's just like, I just go where Tom tells me to.
Yeah.
Wherever he tells me to line up,
Yeah,
I typically
can
know
do
if I'm
that,
blocking
and then
or catching.
Later on, I go party.
I go party.
And another thing is, you've never really seen Tom get in trouble with like the law and stuff. Like
Nah,
he's always
he
been
just cheats.
Yeah,
But
he's always been a straight up guy. Like what's his name? Quarterback for the Cowboys.
Dak.
Dak.
Yeah, you never see him get in trouble or
No,
anything.
Dak. I hated that he got hurt. I think he would have got MVP.
I like him.
If he didn't
I
hurt.
like him.
I like him.
Dak probably
He's
would have
good.
been MVP last
He's a
year.
big old boy.
Well, no, he played all year last year. You're thinking of 2020.
Or 2020. Yeah, that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
2020. Because he was playing fucking good.
Yeah, he's a
Like-
big old boy too.
Stout.
Yes.
Stout motherfucker. I just think that one leg injury was just really. I watched that.
It woke
like
him
on
up.
live TV.
Yeah, that
like,
shit
going
was
on.
so nasty.
Yeah.
That shit was bad.
And I think we got another one. There was another one that year too. That was a bad. That was Kyle Allen.
It was Joe Burrow. He got hurt.
Joe Burrow got hurt, but not like that. Whereas like his ankle was in a different direction.
Oh,
Kyle Allen when
okay.
he was for Washington.
Yeah.
When he was
I
playing for
remember hearing about
Washington,
that,
his leg was like all bent
Yeah.
and crazy. It was almost exactly like Dak's, and I was like, I felt so bad for Kyle Allen at that moment. Like, here's a man who's just trying to be a backup quarterback. Like, he's just trying. That's all he's trying to do. He's like, I didn't even really want to play. I just kind of wanted to be here.
I just want to
And
make millions stand on the sideline.
I just wanted to be with Daddy Rivera, and then now my leg, it's over here.
Over here.
So I wanted to mention this too. We've still got a little bit of time, but I wanted to mention this. This is a thing I wanted to start on the cast. So all you listeners, I'm going to give you our email, and then I'm going to give you the reason why. So it is getdisarranged@gmail.com, I believe. Yeah, getdisarranged. I'll put it somewhere in the video. And Nick will probably put it somewhere like under the video. But the reason why is because I think Nick needs a segment.
Oh no!
And I have not vetted this on him yet. This is being presented
this is a
to
surprise.
him randomly. It's just called the mail.
Okay.
So I want y'all to send Nick whatever, and then he's just gonna read your mail. Like,
God, there's gonna be so many dick jokes.
I really hope he ends up with a bunch of dick jokes or something. Like, I just felt like that would be fun.
Because but see now
You got the email now. You're
have
gonna
to-
send it.
I have if I get an email, I have to open these and see it. So
Yeah, please no like real penises, like draw penises. That's fine, but like no real dicks, please. Be respectful.
I mean, like if you're gonna send a penis, then fine, but just I'm just gonna know I'm gonna be a little like, whoa, there's a dick. Okay, like like it's gonna throw me off a little. Now, actually, no, it's not gonna throw me off, Nick, because now I'm expecting it.
Yeah, now you're expecting it. But anyways, so the mail with Nick. If y'all want that to be a thing, make it. We'll check the email, and as soon as we have enough content for Nick to read, we'll be presenting it. So your mail can make it onto the show. Anyways, so sorry to kind of cut us off with the football talk.
Fired.
But I was kind of going along the conversation of what do you not understand about fantasy football? Like, what is it that confuses you?
I don't know how the hell you get points.
You get points. Okay.
Yeah, like what is that?
That's a league-to-league thing.
What is that fantasy
FanDuel?
draft or?
We use
DraftKings.
ESPN,
DraftKings. That's
but
it.
DraftKings is different.
Yeah.
So like each it depends on your league. So you can go
like
look
I
through
read
the
into
rules.
it and I kind of get them, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, typically you just go
I
for the
never
guy who
win.
gets yards.
I
Like
never
that
fucking win.
and touchdowns. Like that's
Like-
what you want.
Like, how could the person in first have like one player different, and I'm like 47,000th?
So with the FanDuel, like you're actually betting.
Yeah,
Oh shit! See, we've always done things fun, like just for the fun of it.
yeah.
Maybe we should start
yeah.
giving money.
That would be that. I need to look into that because there's a couple different companies that do it. It's FanDuel and
DraftKings.
DraftKings
I do
and
DraftKings.
there's another. You do DraftKings,
Yeah.
okay? And do you enjoy it even though you lose?
Yeah, I mean it's actually kind of fun because when I'm watching the game, I'll put it right there on the recliner. And I'll watch it, and sometimes I'll be up in the money, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
And
then,
it's going up.
And then, like half a minute later, I'm like, "Oh shit!" I'm like 47,000.
It took one touchback to fuck that up.
One interception, Patrick. Good
One
job.
interception.
Way to go.
Good job.
Way to go.
Brought me down.
But
So with that sort of thing, do you ever bet big, or are you just kind of doing small amounts
I
of
mean,
money?
like $3 to $5.
Yeah,
Nothing.
just kind of something to play
Nothing.
with.
Yeah, nothing to call home about.
Something to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing that.
Yeah.
That might be cool.
I'd be totally down.
Yeah. I need to. I don't know exactly how the betting football works, like how those fantasy leagues work. So
I always pick the ones that I pay the less and win the most.
win the most.
Like, that's what I'm chasing.
Maybe that's why you're losing.
Yeah, right.
That's what everybody else is doing.
They're picking the
Right.
wrong thing.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't play fantasy football anymore, but what he does with like his work buddies, they have like a work pool. So like every week, they pick games every week.
Oh,
And
okay.
They put
Yeah.
money in a pot, and whoever has the
The most wins.
yeah, gets the money at the. Or I think they do it season. So whoever, I don't think
So
they
it's
do
just
it
the
weekly.
in game.
Yeah,
It's the in game.
I don't think maybe they do it weekly. I don't know, but yeah, that's how they do it. So
Nice.
there's different fun things you can do with
Yeah, I
it.
need to mess with that. So as far as football, do y'all watch a lot of it, or do you just kind of like when you bet on something or something?
I mean, I actually enjoy watching it.
Okay.
It just depends on who's playing. Like, I'm not going to watch an Oakland Raiders game.
What?
no,
Why?
Yeah,
I
Just
just
'cause?
don't
that is
like 'em.
true.
Just don't like
I just
Oakland.
do not like Oakland.
Is that a thing? I didn't know. Is it KC versus Oakland? Is that a thing?
Not really.
Not really. You just
Well,
don't
Really.
like
I
Oakland.
just
Well,
don't
now that-
like
now
them
that
more, and I
they're-
don't like Washington.
Now that they're in Vegas, they tend to have a lot more like criminals on the team.
right?
Like
Well,
Henry
you know,
Ruggs is out
there's
there
a,
killing somebody.
There's
with
a
his
hot
car,
tub at
so-
the end of the field, and like a whole bar and shit. Like they've built like an end zone bar sort of thing. So like you could actually just casually go to the stadium and it's technically a bar.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I'm not gonna watch Washington play.
You don't want Washington. You
I
don't
don't-
want to see somebody get hurt.
No, I'm not
Commanders.
watching- I'm not watching that.
They
Is
need
that
to
their
fix
new
that
name?
stadium.
Yeah, the
man.
Commanders. That's their name now.
What was it? Who was it that thing fell on?
That
the
red-
Jalen Hurts.
It was Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it almost fell on him. Like 10 people fell off that fucking stadium, or like just out of the stands because
shit.
a
Like a
piece of
railing.
railing fell, and then they had like fucking plumbing above people's heads.
Like sewage
Like,
water started stripping
started
on
stripping
people's
on,
heads.
on
yeah.
people that paid to go see that game, and it's just like
My boss went to that stadium. He said that stadium, it's a
It's
shithole.
trash.
It's a shithole.
Yeah.
you'd think Washington D.C. could do a little better, right?
Well, they're not technically
Have you
located
seen
in.
our government?
What's
yeah.
Washington?
I think I think they're in like Landover or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like,
But still, Washington.
yeah.
Somebody I like to watch, but I hate them, is the Saints.
The Saints.
I like to watch them because
They're gonna be terrible this
something's
year.
gonna happen because of how
Dude.
dirty they are.
They're going to be terrible this
They
year.
play so dirty.
They're going to be.
Oh yeah.
Well, they got a new coach now, so it's going to be a whole thing.
I mean, have you ever actually physically fucking watched Taysom Hill play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is good.
Like he is in everything.
He's not great if you
weird.
only put him at quarterback and let him
Yeah.
play the whole
Yeah.
game.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
He's not a quarterback.
But when you put him
everything else,
when you
he
make him
is
as a gadget
fucking
player, yeah, he's
bad,
good.
dude.
Yeah, he will
Like,
wreck your team.
and he is a monster.
yeah, he's
Like he will run
He's
your
out to
ass
play.
over. Like, hey,
He's out to play, man.
Like,
I think that's the only thing they've got this year, really, is Taysom.
Because Kamara is going to be suspended, right?
Yeah, Alvin got in trouble in Vegas.
oh my god.
Yeah, Alvin's in jail. I don't know exactly what's happening with that, but
Yeah, I ain't heard about
probably
that.
not going to play this year. I don't know exactly what he did. Did he assault somebody? Something like that.
Know.
He got.
I didn't know he was in jail.
Yeah,
I just figured he got.
Well,
I
he
think
may
he got
have
suspended.
been pulled out on bond.
Oh.
No, he's like
Guaranteed.
in legal issues. Like he's done something bad. I think he assaulted somebody is what I think, and then someone bailed him out of jail, and it's causing a bad look. But Alvin Kamara was every bit as good as Christian McCaffrey, really, and he just fucked that up.
What was that dude's name? Got into the accident. Wasn't it in Charlotte?
What,
The car accident, driving like 140, drinking and
the guy
driving.
that killed the girl. That was Henry Ruggs.
Oh, Henry Ruggs.
from the
Yeah,
Raiders.
yeah. So that was a Raiders player.
Yeah.
Yep. He got put in jail, and he was
Surely not.
maybe a 2-year player.
I think.
He'd
Yeah, it
only
might
been
have
in
been
the
only
league
his
2
second
years.
year
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And he was about to, if I'm not mistaken, he was about to like do some big things. Like
Yeah.
he was on a
He
pretty
was
good path.
He was good. Him and Derek Carr were playing good together. And then actually, I'll be honest with you. I know you said you don't like to watch the Raiders, but they were doing good this year until a lot of shit went down.
Yeah.
So they lost like their coach.
John
They
Gruden.
lost 2
Yeah.
players. They lost like big players, and then like Josh Jacobs just disappeared. Like so, it was all on Derek Carr basically, and Hunter Renfrow. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfrow broke out because he was like the only dude that could catch the ball.
Yeah.
And they had the
is true.
tight end. What's his name? And he did bad, and I know because I had him on my fantasy team. What's their tight end's name? I can't remember his name. He's like number 2. He's like right after Travis. If you're gonna draft a tight end, God, what's his name? He's young,
Oh, fine.
but he's pretty ghetto too. Like he's tatted from like ass to neck. He's good though. I can't remember his name.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Darren was like, I took him, I think, in the 3rd round. So I picked a tight end in the 3rd round because I was like, Darren Waller's available. I'm going to get him. And he was good for like 3 games. And it just fucked me the entire year. But they just had a lot of shit go wrong. Like, they were doing good. Like, I think they had like 6 or 7 wins and then just fucking everything just, pissing in the wind. Anyway, so we've got a little more time. So I think we should go ahead and jump into legit or shit
time. All right.
So this is pretty easy. So you just basically say if it's legit or if it's shit.
Okay.
That's simple as that.
I think I've been doing pretty good the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So.
We still need a theme song, Nick.
Oh yeah.
So I think you came up with one.
Legit
So I'm
as shit.
I don't think that was it. But
Keep
work on that.
Keep working on it. Yeah.
Work
I'll
on
keep
that.
working on it.
Keep working on that. So humans have been performing dentistry since 7000 BC. 17,000 BC. 7,000 BC, which makes dentists one of the oldest professions. Legit or shit?
I'm gonna say
Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say shit. I'm gonna say
They
it was
used to
actually
have
earlier.
bad teeth.
I'm gonna say it was earlier
Do
than
what?
that.
I'm gonna say they used to have bad teeth.
Hey, just because they have
Bad
bad teeth?
hygiene.
What do you think?
Legit.
Okay, so we got shit, and legit. It's legit. So,
right.
So with the Indus Valley civilization, which I'm not familiar with, I should have looked them up. It's the Indus
Dumbass.
Valley. That's where this information came
Are
from.
we keeping score?
So yeah, this is a competition,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
This is a competition. You
Okay.
winning right now, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't until 5000 BC that descriptions related to dentistry and tooth decay were
okay.
available.
I was wrong.
But like there's reports of like people pulling
He's
each other's.
cheating.
There's like reports of people like doing like mouth stuff. That sounded wrong. Doing mouth stuff to
I'm
each
sure
other.
there is.
Well, I mean, like they didn't really call it dentistry, or they didn't really say like they removed his tooth. They would say stuff like he fixed his mouth, things like that. Like it was really dull and
They weren't
simple.
saying like, bro, your shit's fucked.
Like, well, I mean, like 5000 BC, you actually had someone calling themselves a dentist, pulling teeth professionally. Like that's their job, you know. So
They didn't
Anyways,
they didn't have anesthetic.
so we've always had teeth problems, is what I'm trying to say. So here's our number 2. So ancient Roman surgeons were trained to stop surgery during the screaming of human pain. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if a human was to scream or have some sort of painful jerk or something, they were trained to stop the surgery until that subsided. Legit or shit?
I'm gonna say.
I can't believe I got 2 of those back to back, like a kind of surgeon or
surgical
dentist.
question. I'm gonna say shit. I'm gonna say.
You think it's shit?
They continued.
They continued.
I'm gonna go with legit.
You don't think it's legit?
Because if they jerk, then you might stab the wrong thing.
Yeah, you might cut the wrong. I mean, in those days, you had no anesthetic. It's bite the stick and hope. Like,
Yeah, I think that's shit.
you think it's shit? It is shit. Ah, sorry, brother. So you 2-0 right
baby.
now.
That's
Okay,
right.
so they were actually trained to completely ignore it. That was the whole thing. So basically, it didn't matter how much squealing pain, whatever. They were just trained to keep working. And when I was reading about this, eventually you do pass out from
Your pain and shock.
and that's what
stuff.
they're hoping for. So they're actually being more rough with you, probably hoping you will go ahead and pass out. You make their job easy.
Ancient Rome was fucking intense,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, they didn't give 2 fucks. It was and
They had some wild parties in those times too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the Greeks mainly.
Yeah.
But the Romans did too. The Romans had
yeah.
some massive parties. The Greeks were like really into some shit. Like,
Yeah.
That's where orgies came from. So, here's one that's not related. Apples and peaches and raspberries. Sorry. Apples, peaches, and raspberries are all members of the rose family. Legit or shit? You might know this one if you do that kind of work.
I deliver
Like
it.
plants.
I deliver it.
Deliver it.
Say that again.
So apples, peaches, and raspberries are all members of the rose family. The family's got a name. I just didn't. I think is it in my? Yeah. So I didn't write it down. But there's a family of plant that most rose bushes and things are in. So legit or shit?
Shit.
going with legit.
Think it's legit?
Shit.
Think it's shit? Okay, it is legit. So Nick's
I
tied you
I
now,
felt
man.
like that was too weird to, like, you know.
It is legit. So even though they produce fruit,
But a tree's not a
the
plant.
plant itself, it's categorized. So that's the
That's what messed
controversy.
me up.
So apple trees are not necessarily trees.
Why the fuck you call it a tree?
Well, if you've ever heard of
Identify as
Johnny
a plant.
Appleseed.
well, no, like have you heard of people like transplanting? Not a whole lot of people grow apples from like a seed anymore. Like, so they don't plant a seed and then grow a tree. What they'll do is they'll take bits of another tree and take it to their trees or whatever. Let's say if you want Fuji apples and
Buds,
you've only
you
got
mean?
normal apples.
Buds from a tree.
Not a bud, like a stem, like a stick. Like you'll cut a stick or a branch off of it, take it with you, and then you'll go to your trees that are producing one sort of apple. You'll cut a notch in it, seed it in
there.
and wrap it, and it'll grow out of that and eventually form into one plant. But on this branch, you've got Fuji apples coming out.
You can fix a crepe myrtle like that. I didn't know you could do an apple tree like that.
You can do roses like that. If you want different colored roses, you can do the same thing. So that and I think the raspberry. I put in the raspberries because I thought that would give it away because they're thorny bushes. So I was hoping that would kind of help a little bit because that was a weird one. But anyway, so we got a tie. We've got two more. So I think, have you gotten any of them right?
No.
Okay, so you're probably out of this. But still play. It's fun. Okay, so America eats more mac and cheese than any other nation. Legit or shit?
Shit.
Legit.
Shit. It's got to be Iceland or something.
It's shit. I thought that was weird too. That's why I put America there. Because I was like, there's no way that another country or another nation eats more mac and cheese than America. It's Canada.
I could see it.
So according to
fucking
Heinz
connected.
Craft, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's North America. According to Heinz Craft, 7 million boxes of Kraft Dinner or macaroni and cheese is sold every year or every week globally. Sorry, every week. So that's the whole entire world. 7 million boxes of mac and cheese. Of those, 1.7 million are sold in Canada that week. So that means 24% of the mac and cheese that's eaten weekly is Canadian. So
Holy cow.
Crazy Canadians.
that's
man.
a lot of fucking mac and cheese.
They probably like at the hockey games and stuff. They probably get.
1.7 million
They probably have
Good
cups at hockey games.
I don't know. I don't know if they market it differently. I know us in Canada get a lot of similar shit. I think it's marketing though, like, because we're not afraid to make our own mac and cheese really. Like, I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people eat it out of a box.
That
but
is true.
We're not afraid to like stuff it in the oven. Like, no, they're just kind of serving it with everything. You know, they're just using what's in the box. But I'll be honest with you. I've went to a lot of church potlucks, and I've always seen
Seen mac and
homemade
cheese.
mac and cheese.
Homemade mac and cheese.
You
That
always
shit's
see it.
good.
So even Nick makes it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think people are more likely to make it down here.
That's exactly why I said my answer.
That's exactly that was exactly my reasoning, because I'm a macaroni expert. This one's my favorite. So cellophane was invented to protect astronauts' clothing in space because water floats, you know. Legit or shit?
Say that one more time.
Cellophane. So, you know, like kind of like plastic sealant. Cellophane was invented to protect astronauts' clothing in space because water floats, you know. That was the whole thing. So legit or shit? So the idea there is if you're floating around in space, so is your water, and you know.
I'm gonna say
kinda
legit.
fuck you up, make you look like you peed yourself, and they just line their clothing with it.
Going with legit.
Shit.
He thinks it's shit.
I mean, I'm not real sure, but the only way I can even come close to winning is I have to go the opposite of him.
So he said what?
You say legit.
Legit.
He
I
said
gotta
it's
say
legit.
shit.
You gotta say shit. It's shit.
Oh, okay.
I made that shit up. So in 1907 in France, a chemist named Jacques Brandenburger. I'm sorry if you're still. I'm sure you're not alive still. But if you are, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. He spilt wine on a tablecloth and wished that he had a material that was easier to wipe and clean up. So the whole purpose of cellophane was because a guy got pissed because he ruined his tablecloth.
Wow.
So he developed cellophane, and that's why, like, if you buy a tablecloth somewhere or something, there's a plastic sealant on the top of it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay.
It's because of that guy, because he was pissed off. He spilled his.
Because of that
spilled his
burger
wine.
dude.
Yeah. What it was a
Brandon Burger.
Brandenburg. Brandon Burger. Brandon. Yeah, I think I probably pronounced.
He
that
could
wrong.
have totally. Why did he not totally start his own line of hamburgers? I mean,
know.
that would have been the easiest.
Brandenburger.
Yeah.
He was probably
easiest thing
German
to
and just
market.
lived in France.
Absolutely.
But it was wine. All over spilt wine, which nobody likes to spill. Why don't they put cellophane on everything? So if I'm spilling my wine, not just on the kitchen table, maybe I'm spilling it in the floor. Maybe I'm
You're
spilling it in
spilling
the
it
car.
on the dog.
Spilling it on the dog. Cover the dog in cellophane. Alrighty. So is there anything we have not touched upon? Is there anything y'all want to tell us? Is there like places to find y'all other than the racetrack? If someone was wanting to, like, you know, maybe see your other races, because obviously we know you're racing up there, but you know, maybe if you're racing in a random area, if someone was wanting to see that race.
Well, maybe one right here. We're not fully sure on it, but we're gonna see how everything plans out this year. But we may go to the North Wilkesboro.
Oh,
Stuff.
yeah.
Where
Okay.
they're running dirt and asphalt. We may take the asphalt cars, go run some asphalt, and then take the dirt cars, go run some dirt.
Doing
Okay.
both.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, how many people can say they've done that?
Yeah, I meant
That's
to.
cool.
I meant to ask y'all about this. I had a year where I was watching a lot of rallycross. Y'all ever mess in that shit?
I'll if it's on TV, I'll click on it and watch
You'll
it.
watch
Yeah.
it. Okay. Rallycross is fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
but those guys are like literally like running roads, and then they've put a trail just down this fucking field or whatever. I just find that interesting. Do you think if you had the opportunity you would?
Absolutely.
It looks like more fun than a lot of races I've
Yeah.
seen, where it's just like it just looks like there's just more going on. But I also feel like it'd be that much more complex and take that much more of a racer. You know, a guy that really
Dude, if it's got a motor and tires, I will drive it.
You will drive it. By God,
Whatever.
you will fucking
I
drive
don't
it.
care.
So basically North Wilkesboro, and then obviously up until when's season end up here?
August.
August.
Middle of August.
Late August.
22nd,
Late
something
August?
like that.
Okay, so you can catch them at Bowman Gray
Every Saturday night
Is it
at
Raceway?
Bowman Gray Stadium.
Bowman Gray Stadium.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Awesome
I'm going
environment.
up there here soon.
Awesome
I got
environment.
to.
Yes. Go check it out. You'll see some mullets.
Come see me there.
You'll see some. You'll definitely see some race cars. You'll see some mullets. You'll probably see a few fights in the stands.
It's loud, and you haven't had
it's loud.
fries until you've eaten fries while it's going.
It's great. It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's a great time. But as far as like social media, would y'all prefer people to avoid you there? Unless you want to shout it out.
Yeah.
I think so. So yeah. So if you want to catch them, you got to catch them on this podcast, or you got to catch them on
the race.
the racetrack. One or the other.
And if you need some landscaping done, hit up Taylor Enterprises. And if you need a wallpaper for your wall, hit up what is it? Limitless
Walls. Yeah.
Limitlesswalls.com.
But you do other shit too. They,
Yeah,
it's
all
just
kinds
they
of
do all
stuff.
kinds of stuff. I might hit you up for some. That'd be a whole lot easier than painting this some
I
bitch.
will have to talk to y'all about that.
yes.
Seriously.
That would be
Definitely.
fucking cool.
And also, Austin can clean out your car too if you need him to do that.
If he
too.
wrecks. If he wrecks.
Yeah.
If he wrecks the car, when y'all go to Bowman Gray to see him, if he wrecks the car, that's when he'll clean out your
I'm gonna have so many fans praying for me to wreck.
He does a great detail job. I gotta get him. He's gotta wreck. Anyways, yeah, please don't wreck, by the way. Y'all be careful out there.
Always gotta
it's
be safe.
it's cool as shit what y'all are doing.
Yeah,
though.
rooting for both you guys.
Straight
man.
up on the wild
Yeah.
side.
Thank
Like,
you.
I love that shit.
So how are we going to do this, Blakely? Because so normally at the end of every episode we have the guest say their name and then say get disarranged. But
I think we're gonna have them do it together.
they got to do it together.
Hi, I'm, and get disarranged.
So you'll
together.
say your name and then you'll say your name. Say
hi, I'm
hi,
Austin.
I'm Austin. Hi, I'm Justin, and then both of you say get disarranged like at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I use it to play with in the podcast.
I got
so
you.
It kind of opens it up.
Okay.
So whenever y'all are ready.
Hi, I'm Justin.
Hi, I'm Austin. Get disarranged.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, is that all you had, Nick? Anything else?
I believe so, man. I
And-
did check out the new Beavis and Butthead movie the other day. It's really funny. Please
Justin
go.
used to love
please go
that
watch it.
shit.
New Beavis and Butthead. So, anyway, remember, it's getdisarranged@gmail.com. Send us some mail. It could be jokes. It could be funny things to present on the show. It could just be a hi. Nick's going to read your mail next episode. So,
Which I need to, I guess, have the email.
yeah, he'll have access to the email. But it's going to be a good time. So make sure you do that. It's been 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 more. Have a great night or day whenever you're listening to this podcast. Doses. Got to say something, Nick.
Prepare to get disarranged.